Wisconsin and WisconsinOnDemand.com.
The Packers schedule is out, and we have an instant reaction from your boy Brad, your boy Kyle. No Ben today, so we're going to hold it down. We are live from IKEA in Oak Creek, and I am so excited to be here at IKEA, the big, beautiful blue building. Sidewalk sale distracted me today. You should come get distracted at the sidewalk sale. Some great deals going on. A duvet I was looking at, some frames I was looking at. I smelled a nice, great scented candle. Just so many great things here at IKEA, and I'm excited to be here for the next 3 hours here on KBN on ESPN Wisconsin. Brad, how you doing?
I'm doing great. Listen, Kyle, we're being treated like royalty right here. I mean, this is about as comfortable as I've ever been when hosting a show. I mean, we're sitting here on this beautiful sectional couch. I'm almost putting my feet up. I mean, I feel relaxed at home. You got to make sure I can nudge off, make sure I don't fall asleep during this show because, man, I am comfortable. I'll tell you what, we did a round of furnishing on our house.
Yeah.
I started looking around here a little bit, though. I'm like, ooh, that looks nice.
Yeah.
That looks pretty beautiful. I could see some of this in my house, too.
Might have to be a
Nortman
Estate.
Estate.
Yeah, the Nortman Estate needs to take a Nortman trip out to Oak Creek to IKEA.
That's
so
true.
They can fulfill that household as well. But it is relaxing here. And you can watch and stream us live because Brad's talking about the couch. You can watch and stream us live on ESPN Milwaukee, also ESPN Madison on YouTube. So you can make sure you see us from this beautiful IKEA out here in Oak Creek. But as I alluded to at the start of the show, the NFL schedules were released, and the Green Bay Packers schedule was released yesterday. Brad, I don't know about you, but I was excited to see the schedule released because, boy, oh boy, I feel good about the 2024 Packers season. But what were your initial thoughts when you saw the Packers schedule last night?
When I saw the Packers schedule, the first thing I thought was the NFL thinks the Green Bay Packers are contenders. They think they're a good team, and the schedule reflects it. Why do I say that? The NFL always, when they put these schedules out there, there's a little bit of simulation that comes down to it, right? Because you got restrictions, like, for instance, if the Sugar Bowl is in New Orleans, well, then the Saints can't play there that weekend, so that's a blacked-out date. So they do all these constraints. They're in all these simulations, and then they've got all these different options, and they start cherry-picking who they want to play when, given those simulations. And this happens every year. I think it's a fascinating indicator of who the NFL thinks is going to lead the most viewership. Because I look at the schedule, look at the Packers' schedule, all the primetime games are tilted later in the schedule.
Oh, must-see TV late in the season.
That's
so
right.
What does that tell you, Bradley,
Because
Mr. NFL punter?
We know the NFL cares about viewership. That's all they care about. They want eyeballs on the TV. So they think that the Packers are going to be in a position to be a contending team with a good record and a very capable games when it comes to the San Francisco 49ers, the Miami Dolphins, the Detroit Lions, even the Chicago Bears. You've got the Houston Texans. Most of these games, Seattle, most of these games, they're tilted toward the end of the season. They want their best matchups in prime time. They don't think that the Packers are going to start hot and flame out. They think the Packers are going to be good, have a good record at that point because the NFL wants good matchups. They want high viewership. What they do is they take the teams that they know are big brands, but they know they're not going to be very good this year. I'm looking at teams like New York Giants, New England Patriots, Atlanta Falcons, Washington Commanders. Those are big fan bases, even Denver, and they put them in the primetime games early. Why do they put them in early? Because the fans are invested, they're big fans, but they know at the end of the year they're not going to have winning records. They're not going to be compelling matchups. It is the exact opposite for the Green Bay Packers. The Packers have their biggest games later in the year. That tells me the NFL thinks they're going to have a good record, be facing other good teams, drive up viewership. So the NFL's telling me this Packer team's a contender.
See, that's what I like about the NFL right now. Again, me and the NFL have a rocky relationship, but I'm going to tell you this right now, Brad. I feel just like the NFL about this Green Bay Packer team. Last season, they finished the year so well. on fire. They came up short. Jerry Rice told you yesterday, Hall of Famer Jerry Rice, who joined us on KBN yesterday. Make sure you go to WisconsinOnDemand.com so you can listen back to that interview. But Jerry Rice told us when he was watching that Packers versus 49ers game, he said Jordan Love looked like Joe Montana last year, but then also the Packers had them against the ropes and had them nervous. The Packers are going to make a statement this year, and I'm excited about the fact the way that the schedule opens up. The NFL understands, just like us in KBN Nation, just like Packers fans, that this is a good football team led by an even better quarterback, that we have a chance to make noise. And to me, when the schedule came out, all I saw was the Packers will be a Super Bowl contender. You can mark it down right now.
Kyle.
When we talk about this season, the Packers have an opportunity to pick up where they left off. And when I say pick up where they left off, leaving off as one of the hot teams in the NFL last year, that this year they're a sexy pick, but they're going to be more than a sexy pick. They're going to be the real deal when you see this season start.
Well, a couple other things when I saw the schedule. One, as you were saying, you view them as a contender, Super Bowl contender. I view them as for sure a playoff contender. I'm not sure I'm in the Super Bowl yet, but the NFL sure thinks that they're going to be a contender and a good team because at the end of the season, they got their primetime games. NFL is banking on their best teams, their best primetime games, still getting big viewership. But to me, I think this schedule turns out really nicely for the Green Bay Packers. The NFL schedule feels so real at this point. You know the TV times, you know the opponents, you know how the schedule unfolds. But with the exception of a couple of challenging games before their Week 10 bye, it's a lot of winnable games. I think there's more 50-50 games, but there's a lot of winnable games. And even for this young team, even though this team got experience last year, we know that it took a minute for them to get comfortable, get their legs behind them, get in rhythm.
Yeah.
But when they got confidence, they could slug with anybody else in the league. I think this schedule is set up for them to get a little bit of confidence early so that they are primed when those big primetime matchups come up.
I definitely want to get into that when we look at each and every game. I want to kind of get the prediction, talking about what you think the win total is going to be. But before we get to that, I think a lot of Packers fans like myself, we saw the schedule, we saw the game times, and we also saw the stretch there where the Packers have Thursday night game back to back. They have the have a Sunday night game. They have a Monday night game. You have 4 primetime games in a row late in the season. Brad, as a former NFL player, when you see those primetime games, because as a fan, I'm like, wait a minute, that's a lot of night games. That's very unusual. Do players look at that and say, ooh, that's a lot of night games like fans say?
They're going to look at that and say it's a lot of night games, it's a lot of primetime games. The biggest thing is they're going to say it's a lot of abnormal schedules. You're used to that Sunday, afternoon, night, whenever. You're used to the Sunday rhythm. The game on Sunday, you watch film on Monday, rest day Tuesday, Wednesday, you're back into a normal week. NFL players are creatures of habit. You find comfort in that habit. Even when that habit and that routine gets disrupted, it's usually a week or two. Remember, I said there's usually a Sunday night game leading right into a Monday night game.
Yeah, you did say that.
Well,
one of the very few things you got right.
That's one of the very few.
Your prediction of your schedule.
That, the bye, and the given game in the Week 1 matchup against Philadelphia. So they do that. They do Week 15 and Week 16, Sunday night at Seattle, into a Monday game at home against New Orleans. But what's before that, Kyle? You got 2 Thursday games, and before the Thursday game is a Sunday marquee matchup against the 49ers. From that, even when they come back from the bye at Chicago, you know it's going to be a raucous, tough environment. Between there all the way through that Monday game, I think that's like 6 straight weeks. The Packers are going to look at that, and you hope that whatever maturity they have they need to grow, they will have it at that point because they're going to have to be mature. They're going to have to figure out how to get back into rhythm because that's going to feel very abnormal against very hard opponents.
So that abnormal schedule, I mean, you talked about it just now. They're a young team still. They're still maturing, right? Like there's a lot of excitement built around the Green Bay Packers, and I'm one that always preaches about how great Jordan Love is. But Jordan Love is a first-year starter last season, and then you have a lot of second-year players last season who will now be third-year players next year. You had Jaden Reed rise up, Tucker Kraft rise up, Luke Musgrave rise up, all those young guys. Do you think having that abnormal schedule can throw a team like the Green Bay Packers, who don't have the experience yet of saying, oh, I remember when we went through this, this is how we plan for it?
It's going to work one of two ways for the Packers. Either they're going to hit that stretch and be thrown off by the caliber of opponent and how strange the week are, and it's going to throw them off of their rhythm and their confidence at exactly the wrong moment, right before the playoffs and right as the season is ending up. Or they're going to tackle those weeks, those opponents, And they're going to say to themselves, it doesn't matter who, it doesn't matter when, it doesn't matter where. We can take on anybody, and we're rolling and we're feeling it. I think it's going to be a little bit more of the second one, to where by the end of it, they're going to feel, okay, we went through that. We've had more success than failure. Okay. We feel pretty good. But it's not going to be easy. I think there's going to be some losses.
So you think this could be an opportunity for the Green Bay Packers, instead of looking at it as from a pessimistic point of view, where this could be a rough stretch in the sense of just the abnormal with the time. This could be something that could build character, build this team up, and prepare them and propel them on a run for what we want here in Wisconsin, for a Super Bowl championship run, because that stretch isn't easy teams. But on top of that, having to overcome that could be something that could propel this team.
Well, it does. Not only this year, but for future years, because you look at the Kansas City Chiefs, you look at, like New York Jets have a ton of games, the Dallas Cowboys. If you are a contender, the NFL is going to put you in marquee spots. Marquee spots tend to disrupt your schedule. So if they're going to be a contender not only in 2024, but in years going forward, the Packers need to really get used to these strange schedules, because the NFL is going to want to market them. They're going to want eyes on the TV. And the way that playoff games are going, those are getting stranger and stranger. You got Monday night playoff games. You got Saturday playoff games. So it's something that you got to get real comfortable with really quick if you're going to be a marquee team. But 4 games straight, Kyle. I think Matt LaFleur even said this at the press conference and said, I've never been a part of that. I'm not sure I've even seen it before. So this is going to be I'm not sure I've ever seen it before. This is going to be an unprecedented stretch for the Green Bay Packers. They're going to have a challenge with them. It's not like they're playing cupcakes along the way either.
They are not. 800-990-3776. That's the ESPN Wisconsin talking text line. Strophy, I want to bring you into this conversation because you did the show last night, where the schedule release show on ESPN Wisconsin. What was your initial reaction when you saw this schedule come out last night?
It's that murderer's row of back-to-back-to-back-to-back primetime games, which includes you've got the Niners somewhere in that region as well. I think they're 2 weeks prior to that. So there's like a good 5-game stretch in there, fellas, where they could go 4-1. They could very well as well go 1-4. I'd like to be optimistic, though, in May. So that second half of the schedule is much tougher than the first half.
Listen. Don't know.
I said being optimistic.
No, you said it. No. You said optimistic in May. I need you to say optimistic from September to February. That's where I need that optimism. I don't need you optimistic in May. I need you optimistic when it really matters, when it really counts.
I hope we can be optimistic in February.
Well, we'll talk about that coming up next. Can the Packers be optimistic come February based off when you look at the schedule and your prediction for the overall win total? That's what I really want to hear from Brad, because you already know me. I feel good about the season. We'll see what Strofe has to say. It is May, so maybe he'll be more optimistic. But I'm very curious when Brad looks at the schedule, what his initial reaction is going to be when we look at the win total. 800-990-3776. This is KBN. We are streaming live on YouTube on ESPN Milwaukee and ESPN Madison. We are broadcasting live from IKEA on this beautiful couch that we're laying on. Me and Brad may take a nap during the break, but make sure you keep it locked. You are listening to Kyle, Brust, and Nortman on ESPN Wisconsin.
This is Kyle, Brust, and Nortman.
The comments were so mean, but they also were kind of funny.
Wait, I didn't see the comments.
They said popcorn back in middle school must have been tough.
Please don't pick me.
On ESPN Wisconsin and WisconsinOnDemand.com.
You ever have one of those days when you just couldn't come up with the right answer? Well, I know one answer that pretty much solves all problems. Ice cream. Yeah, it's the answer to everything, right? And right now, at Quick Trip, our rich, creamy, straight from our dairy, Nature's Touch 1-gallon pails of ice cream are just $4.99. Yeah, now that's an answer worth digging into. Come on, be a problem solver. Bring home some fresh, delicious Nature's Touch ice cream, only from Quick Trip.
Hey, it's Alex Strofe. Stay in the know on area high school sports and follow ESPN Madison on Twitter for Prep Mania on Deck, each week's preview of the top games and events. Prep Mania on Deck is brought to you by Zimbrick Honda, a proud supporter of high school sports and local communities.
What's on Tap, brought to you by Miller Lite, the original light beer. Rooting for the Brew Crew, because we're from Milwaukee too. Tastes like Miller time. Brewers fans, the ballpark never tasted so good now that Vienna beef hot dogs are available. Don't miss out on the quality culinary home run of the season, which can be cooked to your liking for that classic ballpark taste. Grab a pack of Vienna beef hot dogs at your favorite local grocer today. Milwaukee Brewers Baseball and Miller Lite.
Ask Sherwin-Williams and get 30% off Duration and Super Deck products May 17th through the 20th. That means 30% off our most popular color family, blue. Psychologists have found it to be soothing and relaxing, which makes it especially great for bedrooms and bathrooms. And of course, get 30% off all of our other colors. Shop the sale online or visit your neighborhood Sherwin-Williams store. Retail sales only. Some exclusions apply. See store for details.
Get in zone, AutoZone.
Welcome to AutoZone. What are you working on today?
I think my battery's dead.
With free battery testing and charging, we can help you get back on the road.
Get in zone, AutoZone.
So what if I need a new one?
We have the right Duralast battery for you, only at AutoZone.
Get in zone, AutoZone.
And what about my old battery?
We can recycle it right here at America's #1 battery destination.
Get in zone, AutoZone.
Restrictions apply.
Prairie Athletic Club is heating things up with their exclusive hot yoga special. Hi, this is Sarah Tauscher. Step onto your mat and feel the warmth of PAC's calming studio. Let their experienced instructors guide you through a class that will leave you feeling stronger and more flexible. Don't wait. Get your 3-month unlimited hot yoga membership for only $199. Take advantage of this special offer. Stop by or visit prairieathletic.com today. Prairie Athletic Club, family fun community.
Dog, I can't remember a game that was this good.
Yeah, you know what else would be great right now? Some food from the Great Dane.
I know, but we can't go right now.
Good news! The Great Dane Pub and Brewing Company is available on DoorDash and Uber Eats. Stay in the game with the full menu delivered from the Great Dane closest to you. Downtown, Hilldale, Fitchburg, or East Madison. Order today with DoorDash and Uber Eats or on thegreatdanepub.com. Great Dane Pub and Brewing Company, Madison's original brew pub since 1994.
Evan, Canty, and Michelle are unsportsmanlike.
There was such an incredible stretch of rom-coms. Where is the How to Lose a Guy in 10 Days of the world? Where's the She's All That? It feels like everything now is just a remake of something else, and it's done poorly.
Well, they did remake She's All That.
I know.
With Addison Rae.
I didn't watch it. We didn't need that.
Unsportsmanlike. Weekdays from 5 to 9 on 100.5 ESPN.
At the U.S. Center for Safe Sport, we believe athletes are defined by their journey, not the medals they win. And creating a safer stage for all levels of competition is our priority. Join the movement to end abuse at uscenterforsafesport.org.
This is Kyle, Brust, and Nortman, sponsored by Bud Light on ESPN Wisconsin and Wisconsin On Demand.
It is Kyle, Brust, and Nortman live from IKEA in Oak Creek, and I'm telling you this right now, they are rolling out their great discounts on a wide variety of furniture and home furnishing outside for their annual sidewalk sale. Brad, I don't know if you're like me. I walked up and I said, I know I got to get to the show, but there's too many good things that I need to try to find. And so I was outside and I wanted to keep walking. I said, wait a minute, I got to stop. It's 1:50. I got to get inside. But there's so many great things with the sidewalk sale that you can get. So make sure you come on out to IKEA in Oak Creek for the sidewalk sale. Then come on inside for the great stuff that you can get to furnish your home.
There really is something for everybody. I mean, I'm looking around all the different styles, varieties. Everything looks so fresh, so new, so nice, so crisp.
Yeah.
I'm thinking about all the different ways I can implement into the Nortman estate.
Yeah, I'm so excited. I can't wait to after the show for me to do a little walk around in this beautiful space. But this is KBN, and make sure you watch and stream us live on YouTube by going to ESPN Milwaukee on YouTube or ESPN Madison on YouTube as well. But this is my favorite part, right? Because this is the part as a fan of any team, even if you are a Packers fan, and usually the Packers fans, we always have a higher win total because our team's so good. Or even if you're a Bears fan, this is when you act delusional. You think your Bears team is going to win more games. But this is the time of the year where fans can predict how many games you believe you're going to win based off of the schedule. So, Brad, I'm going to start with you because, like I said, you're not a pessimist, but you try to be more pragmatic with your approach to different things and looking at it. You don't have your green and gold goggles as you and Ben say that I have on. So, Bradley, when you look at the schedule that was released for the Green Bay Packers, what do you believe the Packers' win total will be for the 2024 season?
I have an optimistic 11 wins. I'm tempted to go to 10. because I do have them beating Philadelphia in Brazil. That will dictate whether they get to 11 or 10 wins. The other games I feel pretty strongly about on the ones they win and lose. And an 11-6 team, which I do think they're going to be, maybe 10-7. Either way, they're going to make the playoffs. They're going to be fighting against the Lions to win the division. I'm not sure they're going to get it this year. I think it's going to be another wild card year for the Green Bay Packers. And there's going to be some surprising losses on my calendar.
Oh, you got some surprises. I mean,
a little bit.
What
do you got? I mean,
I guess that's something that you should expect. But here's my thing. What is the over-under here? I don't know if you have it, Strophe, or you have it, Brad. The over-under total for the year, when we were at Pato a couple weeks back, it was 9.5 for the Packers?
Still is.
9.5. Let me tell you, KBN Nation, bet the over. Bet the over for the Green Bay Packers. This schedule is set up nicely for the Packers. This schedule is sweet for the Green Bay Packers. When I look at it, I am excited because I think the Green Bay Packers, they have an easy 11 games, and I believe they will win 12 football games this year. And the reason why I say they will win 12 football games this year is because of the way the schedule is set up. They're going to start out hot. They're going to have momentum. They get to play teams like the Colts, who are going to have Anthony Richardson coming back from a quarterback, coming back from injury. You're going to play a Tennessee Titans that don't know exactly who they have at quarterback. You're going to play a rookie quarterback in J.J. McCarthy from the Minnesota Vikings. You're going to play against the Arizona Cardinals football team. That defense isn't that great. The Green Bay Packers are set up to start hot, and the great thing about it is the last 5 of 9 games that they play next year will be divisional games. And one thing I know about the Green Bay Packers in divisional games, if we do not finish under 500 in divisional games. So the Packers are going to win 3 minimum in probably 4 or 5 divisional games next season. This schedule is set up for the Packers to be great, and I know for a fact they're going to be up and ready for San Francisco. They're going to be up and ready for Miami as well. So I'm excited, and the Texans too. So for me, when I look at this schedule, this lines up perfectly for the Green Bay Packers to have a 12-win season and to really bust on the scene. You said last segment that the NFL is basically showing that they believe in the Green Bay Packers, and what I'm saying is based off the schedule with Jordan Love and this Packers offense looking to take the next step, this team is going to look like one of the best teams and the best offenses in the NFL because they are going to have a nice little start to the season next year.
Especially after seeing how the schedule actually looks, because we knew who their opponents were going to be, but when you play them really does matter. And now looking at the 9.5 over-under win total from Pato Sportsbook, man, I mean, I'm trying to be critical. I'm trying to find games that they've been maybe lose.
I want you to be critical.
I'm going to be critical.
I want you to try to knock me down off my high horse, which is going to be very hard to do. But I want you to give me the other perspective of how you can be critical and where you see the Packers actually losing 7 or 8 games, because 9.5 got to lose 7 games. Are there 7 losses on this schedule?
I'm going to be ultra critical. I'm going to move it down from 11 to 10 because I'm 50-50 on the first game with Brazil in Brazil against Philadelphia.
That's fair.
I'm going to give them a loss. I had them win. I'm going to give them a loss. That's my 10-7. I think the only way. I thought this was pretty critical.
Yeah.
The only way that the Packers don't win 10 games or more, honestly, I think if Jordan Love gets injured. I think I'm not going to put that out there.
Knock on the wood around
I really
here.
don't think that
knock
is.
Knock on the wood. What are you doing?
I knocked on the wood, Kyle. I knocked on it.
I'm just making sure.
But I think if this team stays healthy, but if you remember last year, they weren't healthy for most of the season anyway. Jordan Love was one of the few guys that did, but they weren't very healthy most of the season anyway. So you are right. If this Green Bay Packer team stays healthy and they keep rolling from last year, it's going to be a really good season. But here are the places that I think they can stumble. Maybe we'll start there. Okay, I think Week 1 against Philadelphia, everything with Brazil is going to be a challenge.
It is.
I mean, the food, the travel, the routine. Week 1, crazy things always happen Week 1.
I'm sorry. You said the food. I'm not going to lie to you. I went there and I ate a blood sausage one time. I hope no Packers.
Blood sausage.
It was an accident. It was an accident. I got some food at a park from a lady that had it in a pot. I said, let me eat amongst the people, and I ate it. It was a blood sausage. Green Bay Packers do not eat do not eat anything from a park in Brazil. Eat the stuff that the NFL and the Packers provide for you, or you're going to be eating the blood sausage like me. I didn't know what the hell it was.
Bring your dietitian, Packers. Bring her. Or him. We had a girl in Jacksonville. That's why I said
What is a blood sausage?
So that is a great question.
I think of just like this grotesque piece of meat.
So this is what I thought it was. When I saw it on my plate, right, I'm thinking, I got some rice, I got some beans, I got this sausage. And so I'm thinking it's actual sausage. And then I bit into it, and it fell apart in my mouth. And I said,
gosh.
I said, what type of sausage is this? And my brother's friend started laughing. He said, bro, that is a blood sausage. I said, what in the heck is a blood sausage? I guess it's all the blood taken together, dried up and put together and molded.
Oh.
I said, "You eat this?" And so that threw me all the way off. But I'm just saying, when you said the food, it just made me have flashbacks to when I ate a blood sausage in Brazil.
That is appalling, utterly appalling.
I'm still standing here today. Made me stronger.
I need to go and visit the food court here at IKEA to maybe put something savory in my mouth after hearing that.
Absolutely, but no blood sausage for the Green Bay Packers.
Yeah.
But talk more about how they can get set up and potential places they could falter.
Yeah, so I do think that's going to be a tough place. Philadelphia is no joke. Jalen Hurts, the reason why they've struggled so much at the end of the year, Philadelphia, is because Jalen Hurts got injured. Yes, they lose Jason Kelce, but you're going to add Saquon Barkley. They've got leaders and playmakers all over on the offense. The defense struggled for them and let them down a lot, but I don't see that continuing. I think they started to correct that through the offseason in the draft. I think they lose to Philadelphia in Brazil. I think they roll off wins against Indy, Tennessee, and Minnesota. LA Rams. I think McVay has the number of Matt LaFleur. I don't know why everybody, and maybe they don't, but I think Matt Stafford, everyone thinks he's maybe washed up. If he's healthy, he's a top 6 quarterback in my opinion. Maybe that's too high.
He's old
top
enough to
10
play in the
quarterback.
Green Bay. I mean, he's old enough to play in the Milwaukee Bucks. That's how old he is.
But, I mean, the dude throws strikes. And you got Puka Nacua, Cooper Kupp, Kyron Williams as a running back. They got dudes all over the place.
I can see that being a challenge.
I've got a loss at Philadelphia in Brazil. I got a loss at LA Rams. I think they beat Houston, but they start to look ahead to the Detroit Lions, and they falter to my Jacksonville Jaguars in Jacksonville,
okay,
Kyle.
Wait a minute.
They're going to falter
you got
to Jacksonville.
Teal and gold or whatever color that is, brown. I don't know what color you got on. But them the glasses you wear.
Let's not forget Trevor Lawrence, young ascending quarterback. They were hot. They were like 8-2 last year until things fell off the rails, and they were a playoff team the year before.
The Jaguars,
so
things fall off the rails every year.
The talent is there.
You were part of rails being fallen off.
I was a part of it. We were also a part of rails being firmly on the tracks. So I think the Packers are going to be – I think they're a better team than Jacksonville. I think they're going to be at this point, they're only going to have 2 losses. They're going to have 6 wins. They're going to be 6-2. I think they're going to look ahead at Jacksonville and be like – looking ahead toward the Lions and slip up in Jacksonville, but beat the Detroit Lions. The other ones quickly that I got, I think they lose to San Francisco at home. I think they lose at Detroit the week after Thanksgiving. I actually think they lose at Seattle.
Oh, see,
I do.
Here's the thing.
I think they lose at Seattle.
This is where I'll take the positive out of this, is that we are looking for losses. Obviously, the games have to be played.
Yes, for sure.
But we're sitting here and we're searching and looking for losses. This is only a year removed. This time last year when the schedule came out, we looked at it and we said, maybe we can find some here. Maybe the Packers, 6 wins, 7 wins. We were excited about that. But you fast forward a year later, the development that this football team has made should have everybody excited about the potential of what they could be. And let's go to optimistic Strophy here. Right now it's May. You said you're optimistic. What is the win total that you have for the Green Bay Packers when you look at this schedule for the 2024 season?
After one quick run through, I have them at 12-5.
I like that. That's very sensible.
So let me ask you guys this. Strophy, you have them at 12 wins.
I do.
Kyle, you have them at 12 wins. I'm trying to be critical because I also have them losing the last game of the season against Chicago Bears.
Stop
Turn
it.
his mic off.
Stop it.
Here's why. Here's why. It's for a good reason. The Packers will have clinched a playoff berth. The Bears will not have, and it'll be their Super Bowl. And I think the Packers look ahead a little bit. I think they stumble last game of the season.
Listen, last year the Bears had their opportunity to knock the Packers out. That was their Super Bowl, and they laid a big old egg. And at that point, we basically demoralized that organization where we got their quarterback shipped and sent out because of that loss against the Green Bay Packers. That's how much power that we have on a whole nother organization where one victory, had Justin Fields beat the Green Bay Packers in Lambeau, he may still be the quarterback. Maybe.
I mean, maybe. That could be true.
But we ended that for them.
We sure did. But here's what I'm trying to get at, right? I'm trying to be very conservative. I think this team's going to be very good. I think they're going to make the playoffs. 10 to 11 wins. And I'm trying to figure out where they might stumble, where they might look ahead. Some of these 50-50 games. In what world? What has to happen for them to go at 9 and to be the under of the 9.5 games? Because that line hasn't moved. So are we too optimistic, or is there something that we're not seeing that this team is maybe going to be dealing with?
No, I promise you this. By the time the season starts, that line would have moved for the Green Bay Packers simply because people are going to be.
You think it's going to get bet up?
And it has to be. The Green Bay Packers are a safe bet for anybody because this team is that dang good. Jordan Love, according to everybody, I mean, literally, I haven't heard anybody who comes from the NFL circles that have not spoke anything positive about Jordan Love. We heard Jerry Rice yesterday say something positive about Jordan Love and how he's going to have a bright future. That is what the league is driven by. It is driven by great quarterback play. The Packers have done a great job putting pieces around him, putting a solid offensive line around him, investing in the running back position, not only in free agency, but also in the NFL draft. They are surrounding Jordan Love with all the pieces and all the weapons he needs in order for this offense to take the next step. It will fall on the defense to ensure that this football team can be pushed over the edge.
Well, and I will say this. If you look at this team cumulatively, right, this team compared to last year's Packer team, you got another year older, another year experienced Jordan Love. You have a younger running back that should be able to be more healthy than Aaron Jones was, a more capable second running back. You've got a younger defense and a new defensive coordinator that's going to emphasize aggressiveness in ways that we think is winning defensive football. I think the schedule is slightly harder than last year, particularly with that stretch at the end of the season. But I think you're looking at this team and say, this Green Bay Packer team, much better than the team last year. And that team last year was pretty darn good at the end of the year.
800-990-3776. Do you believe the Green Bay Packers, their win total, 9.5 is an easy one? I think so. Brad also believes so as well. Strophy does too. We want to hear from you. 800-990-3776. Also, join us on YouTube. Join the chat on YouTube. We got people talking right now. Brad's literally leaned over. You can see him here live from IKEA. Typing into the chat. So stream and watch us live at ESPN Milwaukee on YouTube and ESPN Madison on YouTube. On the other side, we got a little KBN Academy coming up next. You are listening to Kyle, Brust, and Nortman on ESPN Wisconsin, live from IKEA.
This is Kyle, Brust, and Nortman, KBN.
Do you wash your shins in the shower? We shower from hair to kneecap. The rest can drip down our legs to our feet.
It doesn't work that way.
No, it does work that way.
What does the poll say?
34% don't wash their shins.
That is shockingly low. KBN Nation, you're better than that.
Yeah, it sounds like we have a lot of disgusting human beings on this planet.
On ESPN Wisconsin and WisconsinOnDemand.com.
Hey, Drew Scott here, and I'm Jonathan Scott, reminding you that life's better with a home policy from American Family Insurance. They can help you get just the right protection at just the right price and help you save when you bundle home and auto. Kind of like Goldilocks and the Three Bears. It'll be just right for you. We love a custom build. American Family Insurance. Insure carefully, dream fearlessly. Get a quote and find an agent at amfam.com.
Products not available in every state. Visit amfam.com to learn how discounts may apply to you. American Family Mutual Insurance Company SI and its operating company 6000 American Parkway, Madison, Wisconsin.
Ben Brust here from Kyle, Brust, and Nortman and tell you about the newest spike tee on the market, and that is Hoop Tee. And when I mean that it's the newest and best, it was born on the boardwalk of Ocean City, Maryland, and enjoyed now right here in Madison, Wisconsin. With flavors like an original spike tee. You have peach, you have mango, you have watermelon. Hoop Tee will make you feeling great with whatever flavor fits your profile. Hoop Tee. Enjoy the hoops on the screen and hoops in your hand. HoopTee.com. Must be 21 years or older to enjoy.
You can drive cutting-edge design. 2024 Audis are on the lot and ready for delivery. You can save $7,500 on select Audi EVs with the AFS EV lease bonus. See dealer for details and exclusions. Eligibility is subject to credit approval through Audi Financial Services. Cannot be combined with national customer credit. Offer expires June 3rd, 2024. Stop in and test drive today. Check out their website to see their current electric vehicle inventory and their monthly specials. The search for your Audi begins at Zimbrick Audi Madison, off the Beltline and Rimrock Road. Drive yours today.
The GRB Rays have established themselves as one of the top baseball programs in the Midwest and the country. GRB Academy offers training programs for players of all ages and skill levels. Learn from some of the best baseball coaches in the area and find the program that fits your training goals and your schedule. Spots are filling up fast, so visit grbacademy.com to sign up now. That's grbacademy.com. GRB Academy, baseball for the serious player.
Join the Madison Money Guy, Christian Finfrock, for Retirement Income Strategies, Saturday and Sunday mornings at 7. Get the information you need as you plan for retirement. That's Retirement Income Strategies, Saturday and Sunday mornings at 7. Investment advisory services offered through Retirement Income Strategies, an SEC-registered investment advisor.
I've been here for 28 years. I didn't know anything about trailers when I started here, and now I know a lot about trailers. I enjoy what I do very much. I like the interaction that I have with my coworkers. and the pride that you have making the trailers. You always see them going down the road and you say, hey, that blue and white sticker, I made that trailer. My name is Sue, and I'm proud to be a part of Stoughton Trailers.
Stoughton Trailers, big trailers, big opportunity.
Hi, this is Lee, inviting you to Ruth's Chris Steakhouse in Middleton. We got a great happy hour every day of the week from 4 o'clock to 7, and our patio during the summer is open too. If you're getting married, special occasion, a birthday, anniversary, or even a business meeting, we've got all the accommodations right here at Ruth's Chris Steakhouse. You work hard and sometimes you're not sure what you want to do, where you want to spend your money. I want to encourage you to come into Ruth's Chris Steakhouse and say hello. It'd be a pleasure to meet you.
Stoughton Health, in collaboration with patient and family advisors, seeks to advance the healthcare experience at Stoughton Health by providing a forum for past patients and families to provide feedback on a variety of healthcare and other related topics. Advisors offer constructive feedback on their personal journey at Stoughton Health, helping to elevate the patient experience and increase satisfaction. Interested? Please call Amy at 608-873-2308.
At the U.S. Center for Safe Sport, we believe athletes are defined by their journey, not the medals they win. And creating a safer stage for all levels of competition is our priority. Join the movement to end abuse at uscenterforsafesport.org.
We're on Wisconsin sports like never before.
Sharing the love that all of us have for volleyball with everyone else is one of my favorite things.
The new home for Wisconsin Badgers volleyball, 100.5 ESPN.
Watch PGA Tour champions, including tournament host and defending champion Steve Stricker, at the American Family Insurance Championship when it returns to the University Ridge Golf Course Friday, June 7th through Sunday, June 9th. Tournament week includes an exciting concert featuring 3-time Grammy Award winner Train on Friday, June 7th at Breeze Stevens Field. Proceeds will support the Steve Stricker American Family Insurance Foundation and the American Family Children's Hospital. Get your tickets today at amfamchampionship.com. That is amfamchampionship.com. This is Kyle Brust and Nortman live from IKEA. No Ben today, but Brad and I holding it down here live from this beautiful couch at IKEA here in Oak Creek. Make sure you come on out to IKEA. You can come see us broadcast live between 2 to 5. And also you can chop it up with Brad a little bit as well.
Yeah, I mean, I'll tell you what. You're kicked back and relaxed right now. I'm
when
putting
I
my
got
feet up. I feel like I'll be ready at 5:01 to just like crack a carbless or something because I am utterly relaxed right now.
When I cross my legs like this, I'm relaxed.
Yeah.
I'm chilling. I'm absolutely chilling. But Strofe, he's back at the studio, our Gruber Law Offices studio live from the 3rd Street Market Hall at the Avenue, holding it down for us.
Strofe, are you a little bit jealous that we're here reclining, chilling, and being able to just live our best comfortable life here at IKEA?
Yeah, I'm not particularly happy with management as it stands right now, to be real honest with you fellas. Ben's not there today. There's only 2 of you. It felt like a good spot to send me out, but it's fine. I'll hold down the fort back here.
Yeah, you got to hold down the fort back at the studio. And speaking of holding down the fort, Strophe, hey, let's go to KBN Academy, see what you got.
In radio, our goal's pretty simple.
Just so you know, we really suck.
Have an A show or an F show.
Hey, I'll decide who sucks around here.
The same goes for topics in this next segment. This is the KBN Academy.
Those that can't do, teach.
It is the KBN Academy, and it used to be A or F, but now it's whatever Strofe throws at us, whether it's 1 or 0, he said, or A or F, or do we like this or don't like that. Strofe, what do you have for us today?
Yeah, fellas, first off, just reported by Adam Schefter a few hours ago, former Packers tight end Robert Tonyan Jr. has signed with the Minnesota Vikings. Meaning for Tonyan, fourth team in the NFC North. He started his career as an undrafted free agent with the Lions before being cut before the regular season. Was with the Packers for 4 seasons, was with the Bears the last several, and now a Viking. What do you make of the sloppy seconds, thirds, and fourths all over the NFC North, Brad?
I mean, it's just a guy trying to survive, and I think coaching staff's trying to get It's like trade secrets on the other one. I feel like they're just bringing in no disrespect to Tunyon. I feel like they're just bringing him in for, hey, tell us about the playbook in Chicago. Tell us about what Matt LaFleur liked to do on third down against the Green Bay Packers. Trying to get all the trade secrets against the other divisional opponents. But, Tunyon, he had some flashes there, but when he tore his ACL, man, it was never the same again. So, I mean, go ahead, take him. Good luck to him. I'm good with our guys in Kraft and Musgrave.
Yeah, I'm good with our guys in Kraft and Musgrave. And this just reminds me of how Aaron Rodgers had to do more with less, right? Now the Green Bay Packers have a second-round pick and a third-round pick at the tight end position. Some luxury pieces for Jordan Love that they never gave to my boy Aaron Rodgers. So, hey, Bobby Tunyon, all the best luck to you. Good luck out in Minnesota with that rookie quarterback. I'm good with it.
Okay, you say good luck with that rookie quarterback. We had this conversation last night on our NFL schedule release special with Josh DiMaggio, Gabe Neitzel, myself. Are you both under the impression that it will be J.J. McCarthy come week one? Or do you think Sam Darnold actually has a shot to win that starting job in Minnesota?
I would be surprised if they throw in McCarthy week one. Yeah. I think this is a classic week 9, week 12, where you've given Darnold a run and you let McCarthy sort of get his sea legs, so to speak, get comfortable in there and really know the playbook, because you got guys that you want to keep happy. You want to keep Justin Jefferson happy. You want to keep Aaron Jones happy. You want the offense to actually flow freely. And I think if you have a choice, the Minnesota Vikings, they don't have to throw in McCarthy there. He's clearly the quarterback of the future for them, but I'd be shocked if week one he's the guy.
Yeah, it'd be stupid. It would be very stupid. I would hope the Minnesota Vikings are smarter than that. They're throwing that kid into the fire day one. It should be Sam Darnold. He's an average quarterback back at best. So, yeah, it definitely should be Sam Darnold to start the year, and then at some point they should transition over to JJ.
So we're under – all three of us are in agreement then. Week 4 when it's Packers-Vikings at Lambeau Field. It'll be Sam Darnold, not J.J. McCarthy?
Oh, yeah.
I can't see J.J. McCarthy playing. And honestly, Sam Darnold, I ain't scared of you.
Yeah,
Easy.
I'm definitely not. Ain't nobody scared of Sam Darnold. If somebody was scared of Sam Darnold, he wouldn't be jumping around teams like our boy Bobby Tunyon.
Well said, Kyle. Another little intricacy in the NFL schedule release has another rematch between the Kansas City Chiefs and the Buffalo Bills, one of the better rivalries in all of the NFL the last few years. That's a game in November played in Buffalo. A couple days prior, Taylor Swift has a tour stop in Toronto, just 2 hours north.
How long is this tour? Is this a 10-year tour? What's going on?
This is a long
tour. That's a great question.
It's a great
I think this is the
Kyle.
International leg.
What do you mean? But for real, who tours for more than 8 months?
Taylor Swift is the answer to that question.
When you're when you're making hundreds of millions, you keep touring.
Do you think that the Buffalo game, Kansas City Buffalo game in Buffalo, at the timing where Taylor Swift is in Toronto, is that coincidence or was that done on purpose by the schedule makers?
Come on now.
That's on purpose.
Nothing gets by the NFL without them combing through all the details. We know this. The NFL has its pulse on everything, and including this. I cannot see a scenario where they're just like, oh my goodness, of all the different scenarios, of all the probabilities, it just so happened that Taylor Swift is right across the lake over there in Toronto, and the Kansas City Chiefs are playing the Buffalo Bills. You know the NFL thought about this. I will not believe anything other than this conspiracy theory that they want to keep on churning Taylor Swift. Why wouldn't they?
Is Taylor Swift getting the cut? Y'all know I'm not the biggest fan of Taylor Swift, but I hope baby girl getting the cut of all this money that the NFL's making off her. They're making money off this girl. I hope she's getting the cut.
I mean, she's already making plenty of money.
She's a billionaire. I think she'll be all right.
Okay, what about Travis Kelce? He ain't no billionaire.
He is benefiting greatly from all those jersey sales. So you get a cut of your own jersey sales? You know that?
Did you get a big cut?
Yes, I did get a check once.
How big was the check?
Once. It was like $82.
Oh man,
it was $82.
That's a couple of jerseys.
I was talking to it was a couple of jerseys. Some family members got some jerseys.
How many friends?
I was talking to Steve Smith one time, and they always send it in the off season, like May. And Steve Smith got a cool check for like $90K for jersey sales.
That's a win.
And this was like year 12 for him, and he was already established. So I can't imagine what Cam made, what Jordan Love's making, what Patrick Mahomes, Travis Kelce after this last year. I mean, little old me made $82. I probably sold 5 jerseys. Can you imagine what 5,000, 50,000 jerseys would be?
You just said little old me. Was that a Taylor Swift reference from her new album, Who's Afraid of Little Old Me, or was that just a coincidence?
No, that is a coincidence. I don't believe the NFL believes in coincidences. That was a coincidence.
Well done, unintentionally or not, by you. Last one for you
you.
fellas today, May 16th, is National Do Something Good for Your Neighbor Day. I'm curious, as homeowners, how frequently do you talk to your neighbors?
Okay, so now this is something that I actually need to bring up. So we actually talk to our neighbors quite frequently. We only have 20 homes in our neighborhood. We've met almost all of them. We got neighborhood functions. Everyone's really friendly. Bigger, kind of bigger lots, so we're not up in each other's business, but everyone's super friendly. However, our next door neighbor, they moved in October. We still haven't introduced ourselves.
I ain't mad at it.
And we probably should. We said it 5 times. We should go introduce ourselves. That's a long time. And now we've missed our window. Now it's awkward.
Is that on you or on them?
That's on us. That's on the current residents, right? I mean, you can't expect them to move in.
The jerk next door.
I know. We probably are. They probably got word out. They're like, there's that jerk Brad Nortman who would refuse. He's above everybody else. He's not going to come say hello to us.
Well,
So
you're
let's work
losing
through
those
this.
fans.
How are you going to approach them? Do you bring them a baked good? Do you bring them a pre-made lasagna? Do you just go ring on the doorbell with a carbless in hand and say, hey, how you doing? I'm Brad?
So when we moved in 2022 fall, one of our next door neighbors brought us a bottle of wine. So that was a very classy move. So if it were me, if I'm trying to make amends to really build a bridge, I'm probably going over there with a couple of boxes of carbless, probably saying, hey, welcome to the neighborhood. We should have you guys over, spend time in the great room, the lodge room. We'll have a great time.
Welcome to the Nortman estate. Please
That's right.
come by. I'm sure they have whatever estate they have next door as well.
It's they got a nice house.
Yeah, Bump's talking to neighbors.
Yeah.
I'm not really into neighbors like that. But you know what time it is?
What's that?
It's time for Over Under. We're looking for a caller. What numbers did you say, Strophe?
Caller 6, caller 9. Hey-o.
Caller 6, caller 9 at 800-990-3776 for Over Under. That's 800-990-3776. We're looking for caller number 6 and caller number 9 as me and Brad look to play Over Under. Let's see if we're better without Ben. Keep it locked. Over Under coming up next on KBN on ESPN Wisconsin.
This is Kyle, Brust, and Nortman.
These hands are not made for fixing anything in a house. I'll make a phone call, and I'm cheap, but I ain't that cheap. I got my guys. Got my handyman. Shout out to Chris. Under the table.
Just like that. Dude's getting audited now.
Yeah.
On ESPN Wisconsin and WisconsinOnDemand.com.
Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin present your Badger Minute.
Varsity on Wisconsin On Demand is home to all the latest and best Badgers content on ESPN Wisconsin. Subscribe on Apple, Spotify, Wisconsin On Demand, and wherever you get your podcasts.
With your Badger Minute, I'm Hunter Vaughn. The Wisconsin football team announced that their September 14th game against the Alabama Crimson Tide will be on Fox's Big Noon Kickoff. This will be game 1 of a home-and-home series between the two schools, with Wisconsin traveling to Tuscaloosa in 2025. This is the third meeting all-time between the two programs, and Alabama holds a 2-0 record against the Badgers. The last time an SEC school played at Camp Randall was back in 1971.
Right now, get 0% interest-free financing for up to 48 months when you order by May 31st. Set your free in-home consultation at PellaWI.com.
If you're a motorist of the four-wheel variety, please watch out for those of us in Wisconsin who do their traveling on 2 wheels. Adjust your mirrors to reduce your blind spots. Allow motorcyclists a full lane width. Use your turn signal when merging or changing lanes. And allow more following distance between you and the motorcycle. Motorists and motorcyclists can work together to achieve 0 preventable deaths on Wisconsin roads. 0 in Wisconsin. Together we can save lives. Learn more at zeroinwisconsin.gov. Wisconsin DOT.
Hey, it's Alex Stroh. Stay in the know on area high school sports and follow ESPN Madison on Twitter for Prep Mania on Deck, each week's preview of the top games and events. Prep Mania on Deck is brought to you by Zimbrick Honda, a proud supporter of high school sports and local communities.
There's a good chance if you watch sports, you're getting served information about hormone optimization. What does that even mean? Dr. Ness Rodriguez at Carbon World Health can tell you exactly what hormone optimization means. He will take your blood work and let you know if it's right for you. If you're feeling sluggish, not losing weight like you used to, you're not gaining muscle like you used to, or you just don't feel like yourself in most aspects of your life, go see Dr. Ness Rodriguez at Carbon World Health. In fact, sign up for the 6-week experience so you can see everything that Carbon World Health has to offer, including hormone optimization. Learn more at carbonworldhealth.com.
Mike Greenberg. Greeny.
At some point, you've got to finish this deal, or you're going to be looked at as having been one of the more disappointing teams ever. This Celtic team is so good, so loaded, rampaged through the conference this year. This Celtics team has got to finish the deal. If you're not going to win the championship with this path, when are you going to?
Greeny, weekdays noon to 2 on 100.5 ESPN.
See what everyone is talking about at the club at Lac La Belle. The birthplace of golf in Wisconsin has a rich history you will feel upon arrival. The historic course is open to the public 7 days a week. Experience a round at the club at Lac La Belle. Schedule your tee time today at club@laclabelle.com. Looking for more golf? Take advantage of same-day replay rates and enjoy fine dining and event space after your round. An historic past meets a vibrant future. Go to club@laclabelle.com to start your journey.
If you want a fresh twist on surf and turf, look no further than North and South Seafood and Smokehouse. Inspired by their time living in the Alaskan Gulf in southern Texas, owners Keith and Aaron brought together unique culinary backgrounds to create a truly authentic American restaurant here in Madison. After expanding to 2 more locations in DeForest and Verona, you can savor smoky, wood-fired barbecue and freshly prepared seafood from around the country. Explore their full menu and dining options at eatnorthandsouth.com. That's eatnorthandsouth.com.
Wisconsin enjoys a rich history in broadcasting, which we celebrated the Wisconsin Broadcasters Association Hall of Fame. We honor those who have devoted their careers to serving their local communities as legendary broadcasters. The Wisconsin Broadcasters Hall of Fame, inside the Hilton Milwaukee City Center.
This is Kyle, Brust, and Nortman, KBN, on ESPN Wisconsin and WisconsinOnDemand.com.
You're listening to 100.5 ESPN, the ESPN app, and Wisconsin On Demand.
Welcome back into KBN as we are live from IKEA in Oak Creek here on ESPN Wisconsin. No Ben Brust today. I'm Kyle Wallace. He is Brad Nortman. Alex Strofe holding it down for us behind the board. And it is that time for a little over-under. Strophe, who do we have here? Well, I guess let me take a step back. Strophe, cue the music, and then I'll ask who we have here.
Will the guys hit the over or will they disappoint? It's time for Over Under on Kyle, Brust, and Nortman.
All right, Strophe, over under. Brad and I will try to pick whatever category that he has. Our caller, who I do not know who it is, Strophe, so you can go ahead and just tell us who it is. Who's on? Oh, thank you, Strophe. Just text me.
Well, I texted you like 4 minutes ago, but you're right. I just texted
it just came through. You know, iPhones don't talk to Androids that well, so it just came in.
You
so
maybe showed me the text. You told me the text screen. That looks completely foreign to me.
Oh, stop it!
Get an iPhone, Kyle.
Stop it!
Yeah,
stop
get an
it! Stop
iPhone.
it! No, not at all. Not at all.
Should we poll that, Brad? Should we throw that on the poll?
Yes. Should Kyle get an iPhone?
Look at this.
What? Tell us what you're
saying.
That is. I'm
showing on my phone because I have nice emoji reactions that have sad face, happy face, and
you can do different things. You know how you can like heart or thumbs up or haha the text itself?
Yes.
Apparently Kyle's phone is able to you're able to slap an emoji on there, and he did was that a crying face?
That was a crying face with his umbrella.
And then an umbrella popped up on the text thread and started raining over. It's just too much. Just get an iPhone. They're focusing their resources on all the wrong places.
All right. Well, anyways, we're not going to make this a bashing of Android. We're going to focus here on over under that we have here. And caller number 6 was Eric in Green Bay, and he has the under. Where caller number 9, Bob in Brookfield, was left with the over. So, Brad, we are playing for Bob today. Strophe, what's the category that we're playing today?
Yeah, fellas, I am looking for this. This was picked strategically. because the basketball guy is not on the panel today. With the NBA draft lottery happening over the weekend, I am looking for the last 10 number one overall selections in the NBA draft. The last 10 number one overall picks. The over-under set at 6.5. Again, the last
that's
10.
Much too high.
Number one overall picks in the NBA draft. Over-under 6.5. Your time starts in 3, 2, 1.
Okay, Anthony Bennett, I think, was 2014.
Or
no. Yeah, Anthony. No.
Yeah, 10 years, so we're
no,
going
wait,
back
wait. Anthony Bennett was.
Okay, well, Wembanyama. Let's start with that one.
Yeah, Wembanyama. Anthony Bennett was 13.
Final answer.
Andrew Wiggins was 2014, I think it was.
Yeah, I think he's in there. I would do that.
Andrew Wiggins, final answer. All right, Pablo Boquero.
Yeah, sure.
He's from the Orlando Magic. Pablo. Final answer.
I'm going to give it to you. It's Paolo, though, no B.
It's not. Oh, it's Paulo. It's not Pablo. Oh, I thought that boy name was Pablo this whole time.
Pablo Sanchez.
Petey Pablo. Yeah, Pablo. Good. He's a legend. All right, so let's go here.
Okay, let's
to
think.
Some really really bad teams. Cade Cunningham. Final answer.
Yeah. There was a couple of
2 minutes.
Did the Warriors get the first pick, or no?
The Warriors did get a first pick.
Wiseman. James Wiseman, final answer? Oh, that means he wasn't the first pick.
He was drafted by them.
I'm
pretty sure they got the first overall pick once, though. But
not in the last couple of years.
Anyway.
All right, so we just got to go through these teams
so we got
here. Detroit.
4. Yeah, Detroit. Man.
Chicago. Dallas hasn't gotten the first pick. I just need to go through the bad teams. The Wizards haven't gotten the first pick before.
Luka was a first?
Luka was not the first overall pick. Orlando, Miami, Philadelphia. I guess Jahlil Okafor wasn't the first overall pick. What's Markelle Fultz? Was he the first overall pick?
I think he was.
Markelle Fultz, final answer.
Nice,
good job, Kyle.
1 minute.
You've got 5.
You got 5.
I got to just go through these teams. Oh, Jason Tatum wasn't the first overall pick that year. But you know what? I think Jaylen Brown. Was Jaylen Brown? No, he wasn't the first overall pick yet. Oh, Anthony Edwards. Final answer.
Good call.
All right.
Need one more. You are carrying us, Kyle.
Well, I just need the Lakers didn't get a first overall pick. The Clippers didn't get a first overall pick.
Did Portland?
Portland did not get a first overall pick.
30 seconds.
What about the Thunder? Did the Thunder ever get one? They got a bunch of young guys.
Yeah, I don't think so it would be either Shea. Chet didn't go number 1.
No.
And Shea didn't go number 1. The last 10 years.
Brad, you're really struggling over there, bud.
Dude, I told you.
10,
I was like, that's too many.
9. 8.
Start guessing anybody.
7.
This is not my marquee.
Who did Houston have?
5.
Dang.
4.
Jalen Green. Final answer.
2.
Dang.
1.
I was useless on that one.
Tough.
It's just, trying to figure out the teams, right?
Just curious, fellas. Have either of you ever heard of a man by the name of Zion Williamson?
Oh, I forgot New Orleans. I didn't even say the Pelicans. I didn't say the Pelicans. That's the problem. I was trying to go through teams. I forget that New Orleans is there. Oh,
I feel like Kyle got some of the toughest ones, right? Like Paolo Banchero, Cade Cunningham, Markelle Fultz.
Yeah, those were tricky.
Yeah. I mean,
when you were rolling with those, I'm like, Kyle's got this.
Well, I couldn't think of the team. I was trying to go through teams in my head. I just had to go through the teams in my head. And I mean, the last one, Jalen Green, he wasn't the first overall pick by Houston. He was number 2, 3, same draft as Cade.
Yeah. So just to run through them quick, fellas. 2023, Victor Wembanyama. 22 was Paolo Banchero. Banchero, actually, I think is how you say that. 2021, Cade Cunningham. 2020, Anthony Edwards. You got each of the last 4. 2019 was Zion. You missed that one. It was a big one. That's a big miss.
That hurts.
Yeah.
2018 was DeAndre Ayton to the Phoenix Suns.
I wouldn't have remembered.
2017 you got. That was Markelle Fultz. 2016, Ben Simmons.
Oh, yeah.
He was first overall?
Is Ben Simmons still in the league?
He is.
My goodness. Barely.
That's a shame.
Barely.
2015, still playing in the playoffs. Karl Anthony Towns was 2015.
Oh, Cat. Yeah.
And you got 2014 Andrew Wiggins. Congratulations to Eric in Green Bay, our winner on the under.
You know, had it been the last 11 years, we would have won because that for sure. Anthony Bennett was 13, wasn't he?
Believe so.
Yeah, man.
Wow. Hey, hand in the air.
Fellas,
that was a bad performance by me.
At least
bad
you're relaxing
performance
on that couch.
Oh, I don't know. I thought you wanted a high five.
No, I am relaxing on the couch.
We only
but
got
that's
5 and we
embarrassing.
needed 7, right?
No, we got 6.
You got 6 and you needed 7.
Dang, Brad.
You carried us.
Yeah, you were working.
I was worthless.
Oh, man. I feel bad. I feel terrible. But, I gave my best effort on the 3
You
minutes.
did. You did.
Brad did give Victor Wembanyama. So.
Yeah, I got 1.
Yeah, we got 1. That's
I should have
got the biggest draft prospect since LeBron James. Nice job, Brad.
Hey, and I said it, though, so I get credit for it.
I'm mad I missed Zion, but I couldn't remember the Pelicans. Well, we tried. Congratulations to whoever won
Eric in Green Bay.
Yeah, congratulations to Eric in Green Bay, and I guess Strophy for beating us. But we tried. Good effort.
We did try. And you know what you should try to do? You should try to tune into this Thanalysis show every week. We love Thanalysis. It's so good. The Bucks players, Thanasis Antetokounmpo, sits down with special guests to have fun and honest conversations. Conversations with stars like Damian Lillard, Donovan Mitchell, and basketball media royalty and Jay Williams, who actually did a terrible take on Giannis the other day. But they talk about that and
basketball
more
royalty
on Thanalysis upon season 2 coming up of Thanalysis. Find Thanalysis show today on Apple, Spotify, or anywhere you get your podcasts. Subscribe to the Thanalysis show on the YouTube channel for accompanying videos and special content.
I'm upset about this, but we must move on as we roll in on the second hour of KBN. Keep it like you're listening to Kyle, Brust, and Nortman on ESPN Wisconsin.
Hey, Wisconsin, it's construction season, and the Wisconsin DOT wants to help you safely navigate work zones in your area. Check 511wi.gov or download the free 511 app to see current road work, closures, detours, and camera views on your route. Wherever your travels take you, know before you go with 511wi.gov. That's 511wi.gov. And remember, know before you go. Always park the phone while driving. Sponsored by the Wisconsin DOT.
Hey, this is Craig Karmans, and join Kyle Wallace and me every Sunday morning for Sunday Karma on a Good Karma Brands radio station, 100.5 ESPN, WTLX, Monona, Madison.
Broadcasting live from the Everlight Solar Studio, this is your Metro Kia of Madison Sports Center.
Good afternoon, Madison. I'm Ryan Wollersheim, and this is your Sports Center update, brought to you by Elkhart Lake, Wisconsin's Road America. The NTT IndyCar Series is coming June 6th through the 9th. Get your tickets today and check out that full season schedule at roadamerica.com. And speaking of schedules, the official 2024 NFL schedule was released last night. We now know when the Packers will play all of their 2024 opponents, and their first divisional game matchup will be against the Minnesota Vikings in Week 4. They'll be facing a familiar face in running back Aaron Jones, who signed with the team this offseason, as well as another one in former Packers tight end Robert Tonyan, joining the Vikings after one season with the Bears in 2023. Tonyan was with the Packers for 5 seasons from 2018 up until 2023. Head over to ESPNWisconsin.com for more breakdowns, predictions, and other revenge game matchups. Predictions from Packers beat reporter Rob Demovsky. Also, the Brewers off for the day before starting a new 9-game road trip. That'll start tomorrow with a 3-game series against the Astros. Brewers took 2 out of 3 against the Pirates this week, including a massive 10-2 blowout win yesterday. Make sure to stay tuned right now for the second hour of KBN.
Metro Kia of Madison, Madison's trusted Kia dealer. Stop into Metro Kia on the east side of Madison or metrokiaofmadison.com.
Broadcasting live from the Everlight Solar Studios in Madison, this is Kyle, Brust, and Nortman, KBN. Sponsored by Bud Light on ESPN Wisconsin, ESPN Madison on YouTube, and WisconsinOnDemand.com.
It is Kyle, Brust, and Nortman on ESPN Wisconsin. I'm Kyle Wallace. He's Brad Nortman. Alex Strofe holding it down for us back at the studio. Ben Brust on assignment today, and we are live from IKEA. Make sure you come on out to IKEA in Oak Creek. Come say hello to us. Make sure you see their sidewalk sale, but also get involved with the IKEA family member program that they have here. It is free to join. They provide access to special sales and savings throughout the store. You get early insight on upcoming sales. And the thing I love, and I know Brad loves, is you have 90-day price protection. So definitely come on down here and join the IKEA family member. And if you are an IKEA family member, you also get a $25 gift card if you are one of the first 200 people here for their sidewalk sale every single Saturday of the month of May here at IKEA in Oak Creek. Now, we were talking about it during hour one, Brad, the schedule release. This is the time where everybody, every fan base can sit here and get excited about what the season's going to look like. I have no idea what teams or fans of bad teams do when they look at schedules and they're like, oh, maybe we could find a win there or here or something like that. I only know about the positive things. But the reason why I can be so positive when I look at the Green Bay Packers schedule and predict so many W's is because of the quarterback play. It started off with Brett Favre, then it transitioned to Aaron Rodgers. Now the crown is on the head of Jordan Love. So when we look ahead to the schedule, the reason why we can feel so confident is because we have Jordan Love and other teams do not. So this is what leads me to my next question for you, Brad. When we look at this season, what games on our schedule would you not choose Jordan Love over the opposing quarterback? Like, what game will he not be the best quarterback or the best football player on the field this year?
Well, it's a very revealing question because when you start to actually look at that and think hard about, okay, when the Green Bay Packers line up against whoever their opponent is, would I rather have Jordan Love or would I rather have their quarterback? Now, we're just talking about one game. We're not talking about start a franchise with, which would actually tilt it in Jordan Love's advantage even more. But with just one game, there's not many, Kyle. There's not many, and that gives the Packers a big advantage, which leads me to wonder, the two things that's going to hold them up is making sure Jordan Love stays healthy, again, knock on wood, but then also with this defense. Does this defense, can they rise to the occasion and be a capable defense? But when we focus on the quarterback position, here are the ones where I would say, you know what, in one game, I'll take them over Jordan Love. Just one game. You ready?
Yeah.
Here you go. Jalen Hurts. I would take Jalen Hurts in one game this year, this season, over Jordan Love. That's week 1 against Philadelphia and Brazil. The other one, I know you're going to not like me for this one, Kyle.
Oh, you better not say you.
I'm saying Matthew Stafford.
Oh, come on.
I'm saying
now.
Matthew Stafford. One game, he is polished. He has a game plan. He can throw the ball and do whatever passes he still wants to do. He is still a one-game guy to me. I think C.J. Stroud is a push. I think C.J. Stroud is unbelievable. I think what he and Love did were kind of in lockstep. So I'm going to give the tie to Jordan Love, even though I think the world of C.J. Stroud. I think he's better than Jared Goff. So I'd rather take Jordan Love. And Purdy, he's also better than. So to me, I would only take Jalen Hurts and Matthew Stafford with maybe a push with C.J. Stroud. The only other ones I need to pause and think about is Brock Purdy and Jared Goff. All the rest of them, you take your guy. Even Trevor Lawrence. Trevor Lawrence was a quarterback of the generation coming into, I mean, he was going to the Caleb Williams before Caleb Williams, going to the Jacksonville Jaguars.
Yeah, he won a lot more in college than Caleb Williams
sure did. And I would still rather have Jordan Love. I mean, what do you see, Kyle? Do you see those the same teams, or is there even anybody on the list?
Now, what do I look like sitting here and trying to say anybody on this list of quarterbacks, whether it's Jalen Hurts, whether it's C.J. Stroud, whether it's Matthew Stafford, what do I look like trying to tell us that the guy that is the next Joe Montana has somebody on the schedule that's better than him?
That was the worst thing Jerry Rice could have ever said, is that he's the next Joe Montana.
If Jerry Rice believes that Jordan Love can be the next Joe Montana, why would I look at our schedule and think any quarterback that we are going to go against can be better than our quarterback on the field each Sunday? When I look at the schedule, this is why I was so excited and smiling from ear to ear when the official schedule came out. Because when you look at it, there's so many factors that play into the Packers in a positive way, whether it's the teams that you play early, whether your defense gets a chance to actually get settled in because you're playing against a lot of young quarterbacks, whether it's the fact that your offense gets to play against teams last season that didn't have that great defenses. But at the end of the day, knowing that I have Jordan Love, when I look at each and every matchup, I am proud to say Jordan Love is my quarterback. Whether it's the San Francisco 49ers who are going to be tough, whether it's the Miami Dolphins who are going to be tough, whether it's the Houston Texans who are going to be tough, I believe that Jordan Love has shown us in big moments last season that he has what it takes to be the number one guy on the field. So when I look up and down this schedule, I should puff my chest out just like KBN Nation should, because Jordan Love will be the best quarterback on the field each and every week. It will come down to the Green Bay Packers defense stepping up in order for this team to win football games. But this will be the breakout year. This will be the year that Jordan Love elevates to that next status where every time we see him, we're like, wow, what a pass. Wow, what a play. Jordan Love will be a wow guy come the end of next year.
What did Jerry Rice say specifically about Joe Montana? He said he has an it factor and he makes people around him better.
Yeah, Brad, can we just acknowledge for a moment? I was just about to break in with this. Kyle, in less than 24 hours since talking to Jerry Rice, the greatest receiver of all time, has gone from Jordan Love possesses leadership qualities like Joe Montana to Jerry Rice said that Jordan Love is the next Joe Montana.
That's what he said. He's the next Joe Montana. That's what he said. That's what I heard. That's what he said. He said Jerry Rice said Jordan Love is the next Joe Montana, and he said the Green Bay Packers had him nervous last year. The GOAT, the greatest receiver of all time, recognized game. He recognized how great Jordan Love is. So that should give everybody confidence when you look up and down this schedule that the Packers have the best quarterback going into every game.
So in that light, what Jerry Rice saying that he has the it factor and he makes people around them better. The quarterbacks that you mentioned or I mentioned, okay? Yeah. The quarterbacks that we could debate, are they better than Jordan Love or are they not? Or maybe even just gives you pause. Here are the ones that I got, and I want you to think about this question as I go through them. Would you rather have their skill position or the Packers' skill position? Tua with the Dolphins, skill position players. Would you rather have Purdy in the 49ers, Hurts with the Eagles, Stafford with the Rams, C.J. Stroud and all those Houston Texans, Jared Goff and the Detroit Lions? Now, can you honestly tell me that you wouldn't take any one of those skill position groups over the Packers? Because I know I would. I would take any one of them over the Packers' skill position.
Listen,
would you as well?
I'm crazy, but I ain't no dang fool now. Now, when I look at the Houston Texans and what they added, because didn't they add Stephon Diggs?
They added Stephon Diggs.
They have a loaded offense and a lot of weapons. I saw firsthand when the Green Bay Packers played the 49ers, though Kittle didn't play that great, that's a great offense there where you have a tremendous running game with Christian McCaffrey. And then you look at Miami. I saw what Miami can do, especially when you have Tyreek Hill and Jalen Waddle. So, yes, there obviously are other skill groups that I would take, but sometimes the quarterback can be the balancing factor.
That goes to show Jordan Love's importance even more, because you and I both agreed that all these quarterbacks, maybe we take them, maybe we wouldn't, but we would certainly take their skill position over the Green Bay Packers skill positions, even though we have the utmost respect for the Packers skill position players. These are just full of all-stars and full of talent left and right. That goes to show that Jordan Love is even more valuable than we give him credit for, because we're considering Jordan Love against most of these quarterbacks, and he has less to work with.
This has been a good week for Jordan Love.
It has been a good week.
Jared Goff got paid. The schedule came out, and he can say, I'm the best quarterback in all these games that we're going to play. So Packers, cha-ching, it's time to pay me. 800-990-3776. How many of these games is Jordan Love going to be the best quarterback when we look ahead to the 2024 season? 800-990-3776. We want to hear from you. We want you to react. And also, you can watch and stream us live on YouTube, ESPN Milwaukee on YouTube, or ESPN Madison on YouTube. Engage in the conversation as well. Strofe, I want to hear from you. Do you believe there are any games on the schedule next year that Jordan Love won't be the best quarterback on the field?
Yeah, I mean, the few that Brad pointed out, I would agree with, right? Like, I think the Stafford conversation is an interesting one, if he's even available, right? That's the thing with Matt Stafford.
You guys love this old man Stafford.
He's good.
He's like 37. My goodness.
I get that, but when he's on the field, that is a really good team. They won a Super Bowl 3 years ago, Kyle.
3 years ago. He was in his mid-early
2 years
30s.
ago, if you don't want to count. If you want to call it what it is.
Come on now. Like here, at the end of the day,
when he was healthy, he was dynamite this year.
But where did the LA Rams get when he was dynamite in the playoffs?
They won a Super Bowl.
Can't do everything.
No, I'm talking about this season. We're not talking about the past. Aaron Rodgers was still a Packer when the LA Rams went to the Super Bowl. I'm talking about right now, last season. Who performed better in the playoffs?
Kyle,
when they needed their quarterback.
You are aware that success 1 year ago does not necessarily equal success the following year, correct?
No, you are aware that Jordan Love progressed during last season, and based off what everything that we're hearing from NFL league sources and what our eyes tell us as well, Jordan Love should be taking the next step. Don't be a pessimist right now. This is not the time to be a pessimist.
I'm not being a pessimist. I just said Matthew Stafford is a good quarterback. When did I knock Jordan Love in that sentence?
You just said something about Jordan Love not progressing, so I'm going to have to jump.
I didn't say that. You are a really bad listener. You take Jerry Rice out of context. You take me out of context. I guess when I'm in the same conversation as
Oh, man.
My goodness. 800-990-3776. Somebody I want to hear from on this exact question is Jason Wilde. And Jason Wilde will be joining us next here on KBN. So keep it locked, because coming up in about 4 minutes, you will hear from Jason Wilde about his thoughts on the schedule, and also if he is confident that Jordan Love will be the best quarterback on the field for most of the games next year. Keep it locked. You're listening to KBN here on ESPN Wisconsin.
This is Kyle, Brust, and Nortman, KBN.
I said, baby, we got to do more sucking. And so I called the company. I said, listen, y'all put this thing in here. Y'all need to come on
ESPN Wisconsin and WisconsinOnDemand.com.
Paid actor portrayal.
Life can be so unpredictable. After losing my dad, it made me think about my family if something were to happen to me. I had heard about life insurance through Ethos and how easy it was to get coverage. They were right. In 10 minutes, I was covered. And boom, family protected.
Ethos fast and easy online term life insurance up to $2 million in coverage with no medical exam. Some policies as low as $1 a day. Answer a few health questions and get your free quote at checkethos.com. That's checkethos.com.
At Lowe's, save big every day when you buy in bulk. Save 10% on your choice of any 6 or more interior 6-panel pre-hung slab or bifold doors. And there's more. Save 10% when you buy 1 pallet or more of select concrete mix. Visit us in-store or online for low prices on the materials you need. Lowe's knows savings. Lowe's knows pros. Selection varies by location while supplies last. Discount taken at time of purchase. See sales associate for details.
April showers bring May savings at Metro Kia Madison, like a 2024 Kia Sportage at 1.9% APR financing for 48 months, $21.65 per thousand borrowed. Or how about a 2024 Kia Telluride at 4.75% APR financing for 48 months, $22.92 per thousand borrowed. All offers for qualified credit only, plus get your current vehicle ready for summer with Metro Kia's Spring Alignment Special, starting at $139.95. Hurry in to Metro Kia Madison today.
Madison's financial challenges need a Dane County-based bank. Starion Bank is a full-service community bank that delivers quality big bank services with a local approach. We are proud to be there for any budding entrepreneur or small businesses, helping them exceed their financial goals from banking to lending to cash management. Visit a banker at one of our convenient branches in Middleton, Monona, or Sun Prairie. Starion Bank, taking you farther.
ESPN Wisconsin's Mark Tosher here for my friends at Kohler Services. If you need a bath or shower remodel, turn to Kohler Services. Family-owned business for 150 years, Kohler is your Wisconsin manufacturer providing care for life. And this month only, get $1,000 off and 0% interest for 12 months on your Lugstone shower remodel. Visit KohlerServicesWI.com to request your free quote with fast, professional installation always included. That's KohlerServicesWI.com.
If you're a motorist of the four-wheel variety, please watch out for those of us in Wisconsin who do their traveling on 2 wheels. Adjust your mirrors to reduce your blind spots. Allow motorcyclists a full lane width. Use your turn signal when merging or changing lanes, and allow more following distance between you and the motorcycle. Motorists and motorcyclists can work together to achieve zero preventable deaths on Wisconsin roads. Zero in Wisconsin. Together we can save lives. Learn more at zeroinwisconsin.gov. Wisconsin DOT.
The Children's Theater of Madison is hosting Taste of Broadway at the Sylvie on June 1st. Jim Rutledge here for one night only. Enjoy a dinner theater experience for the whole family right here in Madison. Enjoy popular Broadway songs from shows like Beauty and the Beast, Hamilton, Rodgers and Hammerstein's Cinderella, and many more. All proceeds will benefit the Children's Theater of Madison and help them carry out their artistic, education, and access programs. Choose the ticket package right for you and your family at ctmtheater.org. That's ctmtheater.org.
The second annual ESPN Madison Open, presented by Coors Light, is coming soon, and you can swing into the fun. Molly Brown here. Join us on Monday, August 5th at Bishops Bay Country Club and help raise money for the Miracle League of Dane County. Purchase a whole sponsorship, and you'll help provide adaptive equipment, uniforms, and a safe, inclusive environment where every child can thrive. Interested? Email ESPN Madison Sales at goodkarmabrands.com. Sponsor a hole, donate, and make dreams come true with the Miracle League of Dane County, because every child deserves the chance to play ball.
This is Kyle, Brust, and Nortman, sponsored by Bud Light on ESPN Wisconsin and Wisconsin On Demand. You're listening to 100.5 ESPN, the ESPN app, and Wisconsin On Demand.
So tell me now, do you want it? 'Cause these dancing feet don't cry to the rhythm they cry for you. And every Saturday night that you ain't keep my tears blue. And these blinding lights, they shine so bright like we're on the moon. I don't wanna dance another beat, no, unless it's with you.
It is KBN here on ESPN Wisconsin. You can watch and stream us live on ESPN Madison at YouTube and ESPN Milwaukee on YouTube as well. 800-990-3776. That is the ESPN Wisconsin talk and text line. And before the break, we were talking about Jordan Love and if there's a quarterback on the schedule next year that we believe will be better than Jordan Love. And I'm excited because it sounds like we have Jason Wilde joining us here from Wilde and Taos. Jason, thanks for joining us here today. No, I'm sorry. I'm so sorry.
I actually do have a question for you. So I'm looking at this schedule, and I still see so many games that Jordan Love is the better quarterback. Generally speaking, when you have the better quarterback, you win the game. That is just how the NFL tends to work. If this defense can take a step up, be reliable, be capable, this team's going to win a lot of games.
And honestly, Brad, I believe that this schedule set up perfectly for this defense to do exactly that, because I believe confidence breeds more confidence, which breeds more success. When you get to play against a quarterback in an Anthony Richardson, a quarterback who knows who's going to be a starting quarterback for the Titans as well, when you get to play some of these young quarterbacks early on, the defense can eat off. You saw what the Packers did against the Vikings last year defensively. I believe that this will be a great way to start. But 800-990-3776. Kevin in Menominee Falls, you're on KBN.
Hey, so, I don't think that he is the best quarterback on the field. In fact, he's only played 1 year. I think everybody is overhyping this guy, and I don't even see why he should be being asked to get another contract until he can prove he can do it 2 or 3 years in a row.
So who on the schedule would you take over Jordan Love?
I'd take the quarterback for Detroit Lions. I'd take quarterback for the Cincinnati Bengals. I'd take the quarterback for the Jacksonville Jaguars. I'd take the quarterback for the Houston Texans over Jordan Love.
Wait, so what did C.J. Stroud do? And I'm not saying C.J. Stroud wasn't magnificent last year. He was fantastic. But in one season, C.J. Stroud put up great numbers. In one season, Jordan Love put up great numbers. What is it that C.J. Stroud did that makes you say, I'll take him over Jordan Love? Oh, he's gone, so that's okay. And he probably didn't have a real answer. But you know who always has good answers?
Jason Wilde.
Jason Wilde. And we are being joined now by Jason Wilde. You can hear him every weekday from 9 a.m. to noon on ESPN Wisconsin's Wilde in Taos. Jason, how you doing today?
It's a really good question. I was hoping to get that answer because there's nothing that's different. I mean, in fact, you could probably argue that C.J. Stroud did it for longer than Jordan Love did, right? Since Jordan Love struggled in the first half of the season. So, good question. Sorry you didn't get an answer.
That's okay, Jason. I have another good question for you. I was watching the Packers release video yesterday. I was watching the Packers release video yesterday, and they had all these people pop up. They had John Anderson, who we love, John Anderson. They had Rob Demovsky. They had Big Cat. They had Lil Wayne, and so I'm sitting there thinking, oh, is Jason Wilde going to make an appearance? Why weren't you in the release video for the Green Bay Packers?
Yeah, I wasn't asked, but I don't think that I saw they even had Aaron Nagler from Cheesehead TV in there as well. That's not really my jam. So I was perfectly happy not being asked. And for some reason, Evan Cohen asked me that same question on our show this morning, and I said I actually would have turned it down. I did not.
Oh,
that's not something that I would have been interested in doing. I'm happy to do it for some of our great partners. I've dressed as Buddy the Elf, for goodness sake. So I'm willing to do stuff for our partners, but not for the Packers.
Jason, if the Packers ever ask you to be in something like that, you can say, I respectfully decline, but I have a guy named Kyle Wallace who is highly interested in being in that video.
You would be my first or second or 15th suggestion. Don't you worry.
Let's go first. Thank you, Jason.
Jason, you're always welcome on this show, and we're thankful that you say yes to being on our show, amongst other things. So I got to ask you, Packers schedule gets released. We're going through and we're trying to figure out games they're going to win. We know it's a week-by-week league, but we got people like Kyle Wallace and Alex Strofe thinking they got 12 wins. I've got somewhere between 10 and 11. That number of 9.5 over-under still hasn't moved. So I got to ask, I know you're not, you're reporting on the teams. You got to stay a little bit more, in between. But do you see this team winning more or less than the 9.5 games that a lot of the sports books still have them out for?
Yeah, I was a little surprised. That number felt low to me. Mm-hmm. But again, I think they're going to win 11 or 12 games. That would be my prediction. So yes, I guess I would take the over. But remember, I picked them to win 6 games last year. And that obviously they ended up winning 3 more than I would have predicted, and they ended up making the playoffs, and then they go and win a playoff game. So, look, every year there are teams that missed the playoffs the previous year that jump up, including the Packers, who missed it in 2022 and losing their finale at home to the Detroit Lions with nothing to play for the Lions other than pride. So, there are lots of teams that make the playoffs and backslide. I don't think the Packers are one of them. I expect them to make the playoffs. I think if you forced me to pick one or the other, I would probably say at 11-6. I don't know if that'll be good enough to win the division or not. But, I think there's going to be some hiccups, but I think they're definitely a contender, definitely a playoff team. So that's where I would land.
Oh, I love the no backslide from Jason here for the Packers. I love when you talk good about the Packers, Jason. But looking ahead to the schedule for next year, I remember last year we were looking at the Steelers, Chargers, and Lions and Chiefs game, that stretch right there. Is there a stretch that you're particularly looking at for next year that you're interested to see how the Packers perform over that stretch of games?
Yeah, absolutely. And it's a similar scenario as to what they're dealing with now, right? I mean, if you look at that stretch of 4 games, really starting with the San Francisco game at home on November 24th. I'm doing this from memory now. I don't have it in front of me, so hopefully I get this right. They've got the 49ers at home. Then they've got the Dolphins at home on Thanksgiving Day night. Then they've got Detroit on the road the following Thursday. And those are 3 playoff teams. Those are 3, you would think, really good football teams. But then they've got the Seattle Seahawks on the road on Sunday Night Football at a notoriously difficult place to play. New coach, so it'll be interesting to see what kind of team they have now with Mike McDonald taking over for Pete Carroll. But that's no cakewalk on the road in Seattle. And then, obviously, they have their 4th prime time game in a row with the home Monday night game against the Saints. So to me, it's that stretch of 5 games that will define their season. It also is that stretch of 5 games that means that you better make some hay early in the year against a not as daunting group of opponents. So they can't afford to start slow like they did last year and then come on strong late, because I think the deck is stacked a lot harder to come on strong late this time around.
Jason, I mean, you just went through the schedule perfectly, might I add, from memory. That's why you're a pro, Jason. That's why we have you on here twice a week, because you are a pro and you nail it from memory. But I'm wondering, and Matt LaFleur said something like this in his press conference, of 4 primetime games in a row. And honestly, if you're going to add that San Francisco game, it's a 3:30 game. That's going to be a classic America's Game of the Week. 4 primetime games, and you could even tack that on as a marquee game. Have you ever heard of a team, going back in the archives of your brain, that does 4 straight primetime games? I tried to think of it. I couldn't think of any.
Yeah, no, I don't think it's ever happened. I mean, there's usually, now granted, there are more opportunities, right, with a Thanksgiving night game and a Thursday night football game, and then they play one Sunday night game and one Monday night game. So there are 4 different networks, right? Amazon Prime, NBC, ESPN, and then I guess the other one's also NBC, so 2 NBCs. But the fact of the matter is that it is a very, very strange scheduling quirk. I know the researchers over at 1265 Lombardi Avenue could not find an instance where they played 4 consecutive primetime games. And again, on the flip side of that, they've got 8 noon starts right now.
Yeah.
8. And I know, as I've learned from doing shows with players love the noon start.
Love them.
They don't want to spend all day waiting to play. So it's a little bit of, give and take in terms of that. But, they obviously start in prime time. I was reading something this afternoon about the Jets, how they have, of their first 11 games, 6 of them are prime time. The Jets got the maximum, along with the Cowboys and the 49ers, the maximum of 6 primetime games on the opening schedule. So that's a lot, and I saw an NFL vice president say it was because, after Rodgers got hurt after 4 snaps, that they owe it to us. So I wonder how excited Aaron is to go out there to start another season on Monday Night Football, because I'll be honest, with some of the ways he's popped into my timeline, I had forgotten really that he still has football to play this season.
For real, though. Absolutely for real. But speaking about Aaron Rodgers, one thing as a Packers fan is whenever I saw the schedule came out, I knew I had Aaron Rodgers or I knew I had Brett Favre. And when I talk about QB matchups, I trusted that my quarterback was the best quarterback on the field each and every week. When you look ahead to this schedule, do you think Jordan Love is the best quarterback in each and every game looking ahead to 2024?
He could be. I mean, look, I think that it's unfair how people demean what Jared Goff has done. You look at his numbers, he's played pretty darn well. Now, he did not play well on Thanksgiving. There's no argument to be made to the contrary. Like, he was not good enough. And while the final score was 29-22, we all know that game wasn't nearly that close. The same thing with we're all hearing the hype about Caleb Williams, and maybe by the season finale, Caleb Williams will have put together this impressive 16-game run as the number 1 overall pick, and maybe he'll be playing at a really high level. But again, I think even if he turns out to be good, it's hard to be really good right out of the gate. They got to play Matthew Stafford, who has a Super Bowl ring, and who, when healthy, is a damn good quarterback. It'll be an interesting litmus test to see, in a rematch with the 49ers, from a playoff game that, let's be honest, Brock Purdy did not win that game for the 49ers. He just made sure that he didn't lose that game for the 49ers. Is Jordan Love going to outplay him? So as you scroll through the schedule, you feel like most, if not all, of the games are either Jordan Love is the better of the two quarterbacks, or at the very least, it's a draw and they're kind of on even ground.
Jason, last question before we let you go. We're here at IKEA on remote. We're lounging in a very comfortable couch, Kyle. This has been a very relaxing show that we've done. But it led me to wonder, what do you value more, your couch or your bed?
Ooh. I guess I spend some time sitting on the couch with the dog next to me and writing my stories with Law and Order reruns playing in the background, or the NBA playoffs playing in the background. But I got to say bed. I mean, that really, if you don't get a good night's sleep, I should put a plug in for Steinhaufel's here, since I just had lunch with Andrew Steinhaufel. And,
we are at IKEA.
That's a good point. I should have thought of that as well. Boy, that was not great right there. That was bad by me.
It's okay.
That's so pathetic.
But you love your bed. You love your bed. The message is received. You love your bed. I love my bed too.
Yeah.
Always thinking about partners.
Yeah, well, except for when you're at one. Boy, this is bad. Like, I'm speechless now. Like, I'm supposed to be way better than that.
You're fine. We all have our moments.
Take care.
Jason.
Be good.
Take care. Be good. That's Jason Wilde from Wilde and Tausch. You can hear Jason Wilde on ESPN Wisconsin from 9 a.m. to noon every weekday on these radio stations. And you can also hear him on Wisconsin On Demand.
At least we got an answer out of him.
We sure did.
He appreciates his bed.
We sure did. He does appreciate his bed, but something that we may appreciate is beds or hotels or where we want to do, because with the schedule coming out, we may need to take a KBN road trip. I want to talk about if we're going to be taking road trips to any of the away games next year and how much of a party we're going to have. Keep it locked. You're listening to KBN here on ESPN Wisconsin.
This is Kyle, Brust, and Nortman.
Is one of the things that your girlfriend gets upset with is you interrupting her like this?
Probably. I just complimented you. What the hell? Stroh feeds you something in your ear and you Ron Burgundy verbatim what he says? I set you up for something, you jerk.
On ESPN Wisconsin and WisconsinOnDemand.com.
Ben Brust here to tell you about Neutral. Vodka, seltzer, real juice. If you're wondering what makes Neutral so tasty, it's pretty simple. Using real vodka with real juice, because when good ingredients go in, great taste comes out. So cheers to that. Neutral, keep it tasty and enjoy the best time of the year, May through the summer. Neutral will be there for you. With a variety of different flavors, there's something for everyone. Neutral, vodka, seltzer, real juice.
Jeff Levering and wife Ashley love their patio door from Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin.
It's so bright, it's so clear. I can see the kids outside playing, and it makes it comfortable for the life we live.
I love the roll screen. The fact that the screen is on the inside and no drafts, it's a game changer.
Right now, get 0% interest-free financing for up to 48 months when you order by May 31st. Set your free in-home consultation at PellaWI.com.
Certain restrictions apply. That's 5/31/2024.
This is a test. This station is conducting a test of the emergency alert system. This station has conducted a test of the emergency alert system.
It's ESPN Wisconsin's Ben Brust for Road America, America's National Park of Speed. Make the most out of your summer at Road America, located conveniently between Green Bay, Milwaukee, and Madison in Elkhart Lake. Come see a race at the legendary 4-mile, 14-turn road course, camp on site all weekend, and enjoy free admission for kids 16 and under with a paying adult at the gate. Make sure you get tickets for the NTT IndyCar Series race at Road America June 6th through the 9th. Come for the experience and stay for the race. Get your tickets at roadamerica.com.
You're listening to 100.5 ESPN, the ESPN app, and Wisconsin On Demand.
Your Honda gets you everywhere. When it needs service, you need Zimbrick Honda service. Their customer service is second to none, and you can experience it yourself at 2 convenient Madison locations on Fish Hatchery Road and Grand Canyon Drive. Honda certified technicians handle it all. You can even get flexible payment options. Fix your car now and pay later. Apply online to see your options in seconds with no hard credit check. Make your service appointment online at ZimbrickHonda.com. Zimbrick Honda Service Center on Fish Hatchery Road and Grand Canyon Drive. Part of the Madison community since 1973. Shop Zimbrick Honda.
Hey, Drew Scott here, and I'm Jonathan Scott, reminding you that life's better with a home policy from American Family Insurance. They can help you get just the right protection at just the right price and help you save when you bundle home and auto. Kind of like Goldilocks and the Three Bears. It'll be just right for you. We love a custom build. American Family Insurance. Insure carefully, dream fearlessly. Get a quote and find an agent at amfam.com.
Products not available in every state. Visit amfam.com to learn how discounts may apply to you. American Family Mutual Insurance Company SI and its operating company 6000 American Parkway, Madison, Wisconsin.
Have you been waiting to buy your next home? Stop. Now is the time to get housed. What's up, Madison? It's Stacy from Bruner Realty. Nobody has a crystal ball to know what the future holds. The longer you wait to find your next home, the better the chance you'll be paying more for it than you would be today. Don't miss out on what could be the best opportunity to find your dream home. Contact our team at BrunerRealtyInc.com to help start your search. That's BrunerRealtyInc.com. Let's get housed.
Since 1956, Holman Lindsay Paints has been making paint in Wisconsin for Wisconsin. Because of their commitment to making great paint for Wisconsinites, Holman Lindsay has grown over the years to 26 locations in this great state. Headquarters in Sun Prairie with a state-of-the-art facility, Holman Lindsay has the paint you need to make your job better. From do-it-yourself to professional, Holman Lindsay has paint for everyone. Visit one of their local locations today in Madison, Sun Prairie, Middleton, and Janesville.
This is Madison's new home for Wisconsin Badgers volleyball.
National semifinalist for the 6th time.
We're on Wisconsin Sports, 100.5 ESPN.
We are live from IKEA in Oak Creek, and I'm telling you, Brad, watching people walk up and down, looking at the great displays like the display that we have that you can see live on ESPN Milwaukee and ESPN Madison's YouTube, it just reminds me how fun it is. Literally, during our last segment, I looked around and I saw the bookcase that we have here and the shelving, and I'm like, man, this would be a nice ad. It's so nice being able to come to IKEA where they have everything really laid out and set up for you where you can say, ooh, I like that idea.
It's something inevitable when you get to your low to mid-30s like us, Kyle, and you get to start to cultivate your own home and cultivate your own environment. And walking through IKEA, man, it provides a motivation and inspiration to fill your space and make it your own, and the price is right. So, man, if you haven't stopped through here and you're looking to fill up your home, your apartment, whatever it is, check out IKEA, man. They're doing great things, and even I'm sitting in this couch. I'm like,
it's relaxing.
I could see this couch in the Nortman estate. I could sit it. I'm not even sure I want to leave.
Yeah, here's the thing. We're sitting on this couch, but IKEA is rolling out great discounts on a wide variety of furniture and home furnishing outside for their annual sidewalk sale. I was just looking at that before we started the show today. New products and offers each week, so savvy shoppers will stop by throughout the sale. Here's the thing. It's the sidewalk sale. They have Super Saturdays. Each Saturday during the sidewalk sale, the first 200 IKEA family members received a $25 gift card. That's May 11th. It's already passed. The 18th coming up in the 25th. If you are not an IKEA family member, that is okay. You can sign up for absolutely free today at IKEA.com/US. So I want to see you out here in Oak Creek at IKEA, shopping outside, inside, everywhere, and furnishing your home.
Honestly, it's beautiful to do it outside, too. So whether you're inside or outside, it's a beautiful way to do it.
It sure is. But something beautiful to do is travel. And when you look at the Packers schedule, for those fans who like to travel like our good buddy, and I'm terrible with names, but the guy that's been to like every single Packer game for like the last 6-7 years, I know he looked at the schedule and he was excited to know exactly where he's going to be and when he's going to be there for the Packers game. But Strophy, you said as the new member of our KBN Nation and new member of our team, you looked at the schedule and you said, boys, we should take a KBN road trip. Why do you want to take a road trip with us, Trophy, and where would you want to go on the schedule?
Well, first off, I think there's only two options. Number one, because the second half of the schedule
all cold weather in November, December. Their road trips in November and December, Chicago, Detroit, Seattle, Minnesota.
Oh, man.
No, thank you.
Those are
so
the only
cold
good
in the
games,
D.
in November and December. So we've got to do it in the first half of the season. I assume we're probably not going to Sao Paulo, if I had to guess.
Maybe we can find a great partner like IKEA. Maybe they want to send us out to Sao Paulo.
Oh, yeah.
I would say, though, I'm circling 2 dates in particular. The first, Sunday, September 22nd, in Nashville, Tennessee, the Titans and the Packers. Could you imagine KBN on Broadway having a few carblesses walking right over that bridge to the stadium? Oh, baby, would that be a good time?
I'll tell you what. I've spent some weekends in Nashville. I love country music. I love the vibes of Nashville. That would be a whole lot of fun. The only negative would be Nissan Stadium, whatever it's called now. Not that nice of a stadium. There's a reason why they're rebuilding the stadium from scratch. But
Brad,
I'll tell you
would
what,
we have a hard time getting you out of the bars on Broadway if we were going to the game that Sunday? At noon?
I would be up there. You guys know my singing voice. You get a couple carblesses in me. You start getting the feel of the country vibes. I'd bump over the lead singer and say, "Give me this microphone," and I would start singing a little Chicken Fried out there. I'd get the crowd going.
You rocking a cowboy hat in Nashville, Bradley?
I probably would. I got a cowboy hat. I got a Stetson cowboy hat.
Wow.
I got
some spurs.
I got some boots. I got some boots. I got a couple of. I could be a cowboy like everybody else.
Boot with the fur.
Boots with the fur,
like Nelly said. But no, I absolutely love Nashville, man. I'll be down for that. I'm actually intrigued by a KBN trip to Nashville, Tennessee.
The benefit of Nashville too is we could drive. We could make it a road trip.
We could, but I'll fly.
Ride.
I like.
Think about the shenanigans,
okay,
Kyle.
I love doing 3 hours with you all, but after the 3 hours, so I'm ready to go chill. I can't imagine 3 hours plus 5 more in a car with Ben Brust, who may or may not use the bathroom in bottles once in a while.
That's very fair.
I don't have time for that.
Think about it as bonding, Kyle.
We can bond on an airplane for an hour and a half. How about that?
It's a week and a half after your 1 year anniversary together as a show.
Oh, wow. He knows that. You know the date better than I do. September 11th?
Never forget. All right, the other one is obviously the Jacksonville Jaguars. The Packers are in Jacksonville.
Oh, Duval.
I'll
Is that
tell
how
you
it go?
what.
We have to go.
Duval. We have to go.
This is the one we have to go to.
I've already told some of my buddies in Jacksonville there's a decent chance I head down there for the game. Nothing would be a bigger flex for KBN and KBN Nation for us to go down to Northeast Florida, Jacksonville, Florida, my old stomping grounds, and then do a show from there, watch the game from there. I'll tell you what, you follow me. You follow Brad Nortman in Jacksonville.
Yeah.
The ropes will be pulled away. The red carpet will be laid. We'll be treated like kings, guys. Don't you want that?
So you're the man down in Jacksonville and Duval County.
I mean, I know a thing or two about a thing or two.
Can we go for like a full-blown week? We could do the show in sunny Jacksonville.
All right, I don't know if I want to be gone. I don't know if I want to be gone that long now.
We can set up. We can set up a beautiful setup right on the beach. It'd be beautiful. I'll tell you what, too. End of October, excellent time to be in Jacksonville. The humidity goes away. It's so comfortable. I'll tell you what. I think KBN Duval takeover. We'll hang out by the beach. We'll do our thing. We'll go there. I'm telling you this already. It's going to be like 70-30 Packer fans. So we're going to feel right at home when you go to the Jag Stadium. Because when I played my very first game for the Jags was against the Packers, week 1, and it was like 70-30 Packer fans. Packer fans take over. And, when the Jags are doing good, they're pretty leaned in. But when they're not, it's like, it's give or take.
You know what, Strofe? I like this idea. I am down for a KBN road trip. We do the show Thursday, Friday from Tennessee, Nashville, or do it from Jacksonville. Duval.
And I'll tell you what, bring your swimming trunks, boys. It's going to be KBN in the pools in Jacksonville.
It's the
you going to the
Nortman
pool?
Bowl. Who are you rooting for if we go to that game?
Who do you think I'm rooting for?
You better root for the Green Bay Packers.
You better root for the Green Bay Packers. But I think you're rooting for the Jacksonville Jaguars.
I'll tell you what, I'm rooting for the Jacksonville Jaguars.
Oh, my gosh.
When they used to sign checks for you, you're loyal forever.
He used to. Don't forget how they ended now. Be petty. Be petty.
Hey, the Packers could have signed me, never did. So why do I gotta love the Packers except for my childhood joy?
The Packers, pal.
Yeah, did your agent reach out to the Packers about, hey, any interest on signing my guy?
Yeah.
And the Packers said no?
We're
Forget those guys.
I know.
But you know who you shouldn't forget? You shouldn't forget Underdog Fantasy. The NBA season is in high gear, and women's basketball has arrived with the WNBA as well. And I told you a couple days ago, and it's still there. You still have a chance right now if you want to sign up to play Underdog Fantasy Sports app, and they have a special pick. Here's the special pick. I'm telling you this right now. Sign up using promo code KBN. That's promo code KBN. When you do that, you can get a mystery special pick to use on your first pick-em entry. But if you are already somebody like me that plays it, right now you can go to the Underdog Fantasy Sports app and you can pick Caitlin Clark to score more than a half a point. Yes, if she scores 1 point, then check it. You have a victory, and all you need to do is at least get one more right, and you can win money. So I want you to go to the Underdog Fantasy Sports app today so you can play the Underdog Fantasy Sports app, and you can use promo code KBN, and they will give you your first pick'em entry and also a nice customer special deposit offer as well. And the great thing about it, if you hit your picks, you can win up to 100 times your money with the Underdog Fantasy Sports app. Remember, you must be 18 plus and present in the state where Underdog Fantasy operates. Terms apply. Concerned with your play, call 1-800-GAMBLER or visit ncpgambling.org. This is KBN, and we have more on the other side.
This is Kyle, Brust, and Nortman.
I'm sorry that I don't want to touch Ben's Peter.
On ESPN Wisconsin and WisconsinOnDemand.com.
Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin present your Badger Minute.
Varsity on Wisconsin On Demand is home to all the latest and best Badgers content on ESPN Wisconsin. Subscribe on Apple, Spotify, Wisconsin On Demand, and wherever you get your podcasts.
With your Badger Minute, I'm Hunter Vaughn. The Wisconsin football team announced that their September 14th game against the Alabama Crimson Tide will be on Fox's big noon kickoff. This will be game 1 of a home-and-home series between the two schools, with Wisconsin traveling to Tuscaloosa in 2025. This is the third meeting all-time between the two programs, and Alabama holds a 2-0 record against the Badgers. The last time an SEC school played at Camp Randall was back in 1971.
Right now, get 0% interest-free financing for up to 48 months when you order by May 31st. Set your free in-home consultation at PalaWI.com.
If you're a motorist of the four-wheel variety, please watch out for those of us in Wisconsin who do their traveling on 2 wheels. Adjust your mirrors to reduce your blind spots. Allow motorcyclists a full lane width. Use your turn signal when merging or changing lanes. And allow more following distance between you and the motorcycle. Motorists and motorcyclists can work together to achieve 0 preventable deaths on Wisconsin roads. 0 in Wisconsin. Together we can save lives. Learn more at zeroinwisconsin.gov. Wisconsin DOT.
You're probably being overwhelmed with information about semaglutide, the game-changing FDA-approved weight loss treatment. Jim Rutledge here. I was like you. I didn't know what it was until I saw Dr. Nessa Rodriguez at Carbon World Health. He can walk you through the benefits. He can tell you if it's right for you, and then you could come up with a plan to change your life with a workout plan and semaglutide. With that plan, I dropped from 20% body fat to 10% body fat, and I dropped over 20 pounds of fat and kept my muscle. You can do the same thing. Go see Dr. Nessa Rodriguez at Carbon World Health.
For the ultimate sports betting experience, get in the game at Potawatomi Sportsbook. Unleash your inner champion with dozens of betting kiosks, a VIP deck, high-end bar, first-class restaurant, broadcast booth, a 2,000-square-foot video wall, and more. It's a sports fan's paradise, 24/7. Bet above the rest. Only at Potawatomi Casino Hotel, Milwaukee. Visit the website for more. Must be 21 years old. All bets must be made on site.
Ben Brust here to tell you about the Princeton Club. I joined the Princeton Club because I was looking for a place I could invest in my health, and the environment and the community I have felt has made it so easy for me to incorporate it into my everyday life. It doesn't matter where you're at in your fitness journey because they have something to offer everyone. It also goes beyond fitness. From the moment you walk in the club to the moment you walk out, there is a togetherness felt throughout the members and staff that keeps you going for your better tomorrow. Don't wait any longer and get started on your fitness journey today at PrincetonClub.net. That's PrincetonClub.net.
When it comes to security for your home and family, you want a winner, and we found one when we placed our trust with J&K Security Solutions. This is Greg Gard. Kim and Jeff hit the game-winning shot for us with the Control 4 home technology system. Home or away, from our smartphones, we can open the garage door, dim the lights, turn on the TV, as well as arm the security system. That's convenience as well as peace of mind. Let J&K Security Solutions do for your home or business like they've done for us. Call 255-5799 or online at jksecurity.com.
All you have is one chance after an accident, one decision on who to call, one shot to get the help you need. Don't waste it on the one offer you get from your insurance company. Make the one call to Gruber Law Offices. It's the only one you'll need to make. Call us today. Gruber Law Offices. One call, that's all.
This is Kyle, Brust, and Nortman, sponsored by Bud Light on ESPN Wisconsin and Wisconsin On Demand.
It is KBN live from IKEA here on ESPN Wisconsin. You can watch and stream us live at ESPN Milwaukee on YouTube, but also ESPN Madison on YouTube. 800-990-3776 is the ESPN Wisconsin talk and text line as we lounge here on the couch here at IKEA in Oak Creek. Make sure you come on, stop by. Brad, you had a question for Strofe and I?
Well, we're talking about what road trip games we like to go to, and it got me thinking, now that the schedule is out, you can start to buy tickets for these games.
Oh, yeah.
And according to ESPN.com, you can go on there, and Strofe and Kyle have not looked.
I have not.
And on the tickets column, it says tickets as low as blank. And it's a reflection of how expensive or inexpensive the get-in prices to each of these games. So I was curious if you guys could come up with the 3 most expensive and the 3 least expensive games on the Green Bay Packers schedule.
Yeah. I would say the 3 most expensive would be Week 1 in Sao Paulo.
Yep,
even
I would
though
agree.
The U.S. dollar is strong in Sao Paulo, but the NFL's there. American money coming, so they're going to be upcharging everything. Then I would say the next one would probably be San Francisco on November 24th when they come to Lambeau Field. And then
I agree with that as well.
And then the next one would probably have to be Week 11, November 17th, when we go to Chicago. So I got in Sao Paulo against the Eagles, in Chicago against the Bears Week 11, and then in Green Bay against the 49ers on the 24th of November.
Kyle, I love those picks.
Yeah,
you want to make any changes to those, or should I tell you how you guys did?
Come on, Lubby. Or Strofe, I did a good job, didn't I, Strofe?
The only other one I'd bring up maybe is at Seattle.
Oh, yeah, that's an expensive place, expensive city.
Okay.
We're taking out what?
No, I'd keep your 3. I like your 3.
Okay.
Okay, so you guessed Philadelphia in Brazil. You guessed San Francisco at home, and you guessed at Chicago?
Yeah.
So number 1 in Brazil.
Hey,
against Philadelphia.
Brazil. How much?
How much do you think?
I started at $1,200.
Yeah, $1,100 or $1,100.
Yeah.
Isn't that insane?
Yeah.
That is landslides, the number 1.
I'll be
landslide.
watching from the comfort of my home.
Oh,
Absolutely.
I would have said like $400, $1,200.
So,
yeah.
$1,200. So great
They
guess
running it
there.
up. It's
That is number
NFL.
1. Number 2 is indeed San Francisco 49ers at home. And you guys were super close on the third one. That Chicago Bear game is actually 5th.
Ooh.
The third one, surprisingly, September 29th, Minnesota Vikings at home.
Really?
Isn't that strange?
Huh.
Yeah.
That one caught me by surprise.
That is interesting. I guess maybe the Minnesota fans coming
Could be.
to Lambeau.
So how about the least expensive?
Least expensive, Strofe, you want to go do those 3?
Yeah, so Arizona comes to mind.
Yeah.
Maybe the Colts. And maybe the Saints on Monday night, all Lambeau games.
That is incorrect.
Are all 3 wrong?
All 3 are wrong.
Oh, wow. I would definitely say you missed out on Jacksonville. That's probably a low ticket price right now because that is in Jacksonville.
Unfortunately, that's true. That is the least expensive ticket.
and-
Is at Jacksonville.
Well, I know where we're going then. Come on.
Yes, sir.
We're going to Jacksonville, baby. And then the other one would probably be because L.A. Those fans suck out in L.A. So L.A. might not be good.
I'll just give it to you. So at Jacksonville is the lowest, then at Minnesota, and then surprisingly at Tennessee. Our road trip's going to be a cheap road trip.
Oh, it is going to be cheap road trip. It ain't nothing cheap about KBN. And we will be coming back for